thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to
rumble! Yeah. What's up? It's that boy Coach Malachi Williams in the building. I hope everyone can hear me. Please let me know if you can hear me. Yeah, I think everybody can hear me. The audio sound like it's okay. Hey man, listen, man, I'm glad everybody's here today, man. You know how we like to start it off, man. If you woke up today is a good day. You see what I'm saying? There's always the alternative. You know what I mean? You could be sleeping with the fishes or taking a permanent dirt nap, but you're here today. So whatever goals you did not accomplish yesterday, there's always today to accomplish them. And if you don't accomplish any today, you always have tomorrow. Other than that, guys, that's it, man. We are in the building, man. Before we start this show off, I will shout out to Nestor Gibbs for having me on this show today, this afternoon, on the Boxing Voice. I really appreciate it. Ness is down here in Miami with me, so looking forward to do much more, many different things with the brother. You know what I mean? Ness is a good guy. Not because he hadn't on the show, but I've always looked at him like that. Some people do look at him as being biased and stuff like that, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with, there's never nothing wrong with people disagreeing. Just because we don't agree on something doesn't mean I'm your enemy. Doesn't mean I want something to happen to you or vice versa. It just means that we disagree as it relates to this particular subject matter. And that's it. I don't take a lot of stuff serious, guys. I don't. I used to back in my day, but now I'm like, too old for that shit, man. I ain't got time for that. not on no internet beef anyways. But shout out to Nestor Gibbs in the Boxing Voice, man. I think he's like the OG of this shit, this boxing content creation stuff. You know what I mean? I'm not saying there was no one doing stuff before him, but that I know of, he's like the guy. Man, my hands are always ashy. I noticed that. I always have ashy hands. Because I've been washing dishes, guys. But anyways, man, I'm rambling on. Shout out to BG for dropping that quarter of a dub on your boy.
Yeah.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Yeah, man, BG, man, you setting it off, man, with the $5 with the quarter of a dub. Yes, sir. BG in the building. You know how we do it, guys. Let me give everybody a shout out. Shout out to D Nice. Shout out to Wizard Sleeve. Shout out to Halim in the building. Shout out to MTK Global and Coach Adsky. Shout out to Joshua J. You see what I'm saying? Shout out to Gerald Fields. Shout out to King T.O. Shout out to Double A to Sagittarius. Double A. Shout out to Topin Time. What's happening? Shout out to Dr. John Smith. Let's see. Look like this guy saying racist shit. People of color in third world countries play on sports stars, whereas whites don't need to. Okay. I don't know what that has to do with anything. Fat Apples. Shout out to Fat Apples. Brandon Maurice, what's happening? Shout out to New Money DMG. That new money, boy. That's that new money. Shout out to Meryl Dixon once again. Shout out to my sister Lisa Bells. Let's hit the Ali Bell for Lisa. Hit the Ali Bell for Lisa. Put some respect on her name. Respect it. You know what I mean? Shout out to Karma Serene. Put some respect on her name. Hit the Ali Bell for Karma Serene. Gotta always hit the Ali Bell for the ladies. Shout out the rider of the storm. Shout out to Wizard Sleeve once again. OG, double OG, triple OG, quadruple OG. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to Demi. I'm gonna just call you Demi, man. I like Demi better than Demi-Thar. Shout out to Demi, man. Demi-Thar, what's happening? Shout out to Abdul. What's going on, fam? Shout out to who else we got? Shout out to Corn Kid. What's going on, player? What's going on, playboy? What's going on? Shout out to Cardinal, what's going on? Rider of the Storm, what's good? Shout out to Trey. Okay. Toby Bartlett, what's going on, fam? Richard Slutsky, what's happening? Big Rich, what's going on, Big Rich? You see what I'm saying? Who else we got? Shout out to my brother Charlo. What's happening, man? What's happening? My brother Huggy Bear, Diallo Huggy Bear, what's going on, fam? Always good to see Huggy Bear in the building. Fury and Survivor, okay. Shout out to Fury and Survivor. Who else we got? Shout out to Batshit Crazy. Shout out to D-Town and Blaster. What's going on, D-Town? Jedi Gremlin, what's happening? Mad Dog H, what's up? What's up? What's up? Sophia, shout out to the Sophia. Let's hit the Ali Bell for the sister Sophia. Always hit the Ali Bell for the ladies. You know, not discriminating against the fellas, but you know. Shout out to Eliza Feliciano. Eliza, what's going on, fam? Shout out to Mercy Grace. Shout out to the Bomb Squad people. Bomb Squad, what's happening, man? What's happening? Got Bomb Squad in the building. Let's see. Shout out to Jonathan. Shout out to Arsenal Manic. Shout out to Lady Shan in the building. This is the Ali Bell for Lady Shan. Oh, this is going to be a good show today, guys. Shout out to Travis Bryan, because I'm very interested in what people are going to say today. Now, this is going to be a very interesting show. Let me finish. Shout out to J.H. Lethal. Shout out to, let's see who else we got. I don't want to be saying the same names. Oh, yeah, shout out to the Petey Gary. Shout out to the Outlaw Pugilist. Outlaw Pugilist, what's going on, fam? The Outlaw Pugilist, what's going on, fam? What's going on? Let's see what we got. Shout out to Chris. What's going on, Chris? And other than that, let's get into this. Now, today's going to be a very interesting show. I want to drop the link, but these are the rules. After I say what I need to say, these are the rules. I'm going to need someone who is a fan of Anthony Joshua, a fan of Deontay Wilder, so Bomb Squad, you can come on in. A fan of Canelo Alvarez, a fan of Tyson Fury, because I want to hear this from several different perspectives, and a fan of Manny Pacquiao. That's what we want to do different today. And if you want to sign in, come in, you can, but I need to know who you are first, right? Need to know who you are first, because I want to get a different perspective. You know, I'm going to sit back and chill and shang-a-lang because I want to hear what the people got to say. The people. Remember, we was talking about this yesterday, that you have to know how to become the people's champ. You got to know how to become the people's champ. And this is my advice to Wilder. Become the people's champ, and you ain't got to worry about trying to get acceptance from mainstream media. You see what I'm saying? Become the people's champ. Because the people, if you can win the hearts of the people, then you'll be okay. You will be on your way to heavenly heights. And Tyson Fury fans as well. And even Canelo fans or Manny Pacquiao he already is the people champ. Manny Pacquiao has done a good job at that. You see what I'm saying? Manny Pacquiao did a good job at that. But I say all that to say this. I need a Tyson Fury fan, Anthony Joshua fan, Deontay Wilder fan, Manny Pacquiao fan, Canelo Alvarez fan. Hopefully we have those fans in the building today. Hopefully. Now, let's get into this. You know how we do it? Let's open it up like this. Which fighter in today's time has the most fanatical fan base in the sport of boxing? Oh, woo, boy! Now this go ruffle some feathers. If you are a bird with a beak, your beak may itch a little bit. If you are a duck, hopefully this will roll off your back. You know what I mean? But I hope like hell that I don't hurt any feelings today, but I know I am. We know that I specialize in pissing people off. And I have people get mad at me about shit they really shouldn't get mad about. Grown men. I have grown men getting mad at me about things that they really shouldn't be getting mad about. You know what I mean? But when you are emotionally invested in certain fighters, you know what I mean? I'm a grown ass man. Like, I just find it very hard for me to be emotionally invested in another grown man at my age in my life, whom I never seen before, who never doesn't do anything for me nor my family, and who is doing, whatever they got to do to take care of their family. It's okay being a fan and stuff like that. And this is me when I used to be a fanboy. As you guys know, I was a fanboy of Marvin Hagler, my favorite middleweight of all time. Still am a fanboy of Marvin Hagler. R.I.P. to the champ, Marvin Hagler. As you guys know, I was a fanboy of Pernell Whitaker. Sweet Pea. R.I.P. to Pernell Whitaker. The baddest lightweight and middleweight, and welterweight of all time, in my opinion. I ain't gonna say of all time, but he's there. He's like in the top two. Pernell Whitaker. Probably behind Sugar Ray Robinson. I was a fanboy of Mike Tyson. Even when he was biting people's ears off, I was still a fan. You see what I'm saying? And I was a fan of Roy Jones Jr. Mad as hell at Antonio Tarver for knocking my dog out. He didn't have to do that, but it is what it is. So now, which fighter has the most fanatical fan base in boxing? That's a great question. Great question. Great question. Why am I saying that? In the sport of boxing today, which fighter has the most fanatical fan base? Now, I have some ideas. And based on the threats that I've been receiving from this one particular fan base, based on the names that I am always called, you know what I mean? From this one particular fan base. This one particular fan base who consistently threatens me, who calls me coon, Uncle Tom, sellout, Sambo, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, you're a disgrace in your own race. But I'm not going to put my own personal experiences into this. I'm just going to throw it out there. And I received that on another, and I received, no, not to this degree, but I received, just several disheartening things from a few fans of a fighter who lives across the pond. I'm gonna just say that. I'm not gonna say no names, but y'all can read in between the lines. You feel me? Now, we know that the Pac-Tard Nation was something strong back then, and Floyd Mayweather and stuff like that. I wasn't on YouTube at that time. So I don't know exactly what went down. Maybe you guys can educate me in the chat. I don't know exactly how it went down back in that time. You see what I'm saying? Because I wasn't on YouTube, right? I was out doing my media thing in the music scene, the underground music scene here in Miami. Downtown Miami, South Beach, Las Olas and Fort Lauderdale and stuff like that. I was doing, covering a lot of the electronic dance music scene, the hip hop scene at the King of Diamond when the KOD was here in Miami, at just many different places, throughout Club Live, just throughout Miami and South Florida. You know what I mean? I was doing a lot of different things. And so I can't relate to, like what was going on with Floyd Mayweather in the Pac-Tard Nation at that time. I heard it was something very strange. I heard it was very, very serious though. I heard it was very, very serious. But anyways, the reason why I asked this question is this. Because this question is something that is often debated in many different boxing circles. Which fighter has the most fanatical fan base? Now, over the years, we have seen some crazy fanatical fan bases. Some I've just named. Manny Pacquiao fan base, Floyd Mayweather fan base, you know what I mean? Yada, 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 yada. And all the different stuff and racial and this and that, yada, 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 yada. You know what I mean? So it was crazy back then. But over the years, I have definitely seen some crazy fanatical fan bases that will do and say anything when it comes to their favorite fighter. So they'll do and say anything to you when it comes to their favorite fighter. We see that right now today with grown-ass men in their 50s, in their 40s and 50s, grown-ass men. But hey, it is what it is. Now, some fanatics will even go so far as to threaten other people online with physical violence or death. I have experienced this personally, so I know from a one particular fan base, fanboy base, from the skin color of a fighter who looked just like me. But I ain't gonna, say no names, but we already know who I'm talking about. This ain't no shade. I can show you the receipts. Now, some fighters even suggest that you might get hit up or you might get hurt if you don't watch what you say about them. Let me repeat. Some fighters right here in the United States even suggest on certain Hog Morgan Chitlin channels that you might get hit up or hurt if you don't watch what they say about them. Is this the type of rhetoric that's helpful, in you guys' opinion, to this particular fighter? Fanatics in boxing, guys, are very extreme when it comes to their favorite fighters. And they often show unquestioning enthusiasm, devotion, or even zeal for their favorite fighter, such as, some of the things that people do when they are in a religion a cult or a political group or if they're fighting for a cause. So you see certain people who are in certain religions who are religious fanatics. They are strong about their religion, right? You see certain people who are part of certain political parties. They are strong about their political beliefs. You know, when you see certain people who are part of a cult, they are strong about their cult and their following, right? In the sport of boxing, you have the religious aspect, the political aspect, let's see, the religious aspect, the political aspect, and you have the cult-like aspect in the sport of boxing right now today. I know this for a fact. I have the receipts. There's no question. You know, the results have came in and it's overwhelming. This is what we have going on. The crazy part about it, this is happening from grown ass men in their 40s and 50s. I expect this from some jitterbugs, teenagers, dudes in their 20s. These niggas are in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, fanboying their ass off. Pause. Now, fanatics. Now, fanatics in boxing are, what would I say, are very extreme when it comes to their favorite fighter, as you know. You see what I'm saying? We know this, right? Now, a person who engages in fanaticism, guys, let's listen. A person who engages in fanaticism can be called a fanatic or a fanboy. Now, there's different levels to being a fanboy, but you get my point. You see what I'm saying? If someone calls you a fanboy and you get really, really offended and upset about it, more than likely you're a fanboy. I had a guy call me a fanboy. I didn't get offended about it at all because I know I'm not that. You know what I mean? But a lot of people are easily triggered. You know what I mean? Very easily triggered. You see what I'm saying? Especially when you wear your emotions on your sleeve. We have a bunch of beta males in boxing today. From the fighter standpoint and from the fan base standpoint. And their behavior or beliefs can be described by some boxing fans as toxic behavior. A fanatical boxing fan is someone that's filled with excessive and single-minded zeal. Excessive, guys, and single-minded zeal. They're very single-minded. They don't have an objective bone in their body, and they get upset very easy. Not only do they get upset very easy, but to the point to where when they get so upset, they want to cause physical harm to you. These are grown-ass men who act like some damn children. This is the fan base that we have in the sport of boxing right now. Gotta call it like I see it. This ain't no shade. This ain't no shade, as Nicki Minaj would say. This ain't no shade. I'm just calling it like it is. You see what I'm saying? Now, a fanatical boxing, fanatical boxing fans is someone that is an extremist, right? We know what extremist is. They go over the top, overly zealous. They are radical. This is what a fanatical boxing fan is. They are militant. They are very dogmatic. They are sectarian, like a cult-like. They are bigoted. Some of the biggest bigots. You know, they are very rabid. Rabid fan base. You're out of your rabid ass mind. You get it? They are maniacal. These are fanatical boxing fans. Very maniacal. They are diehards. They are diehards.
To this day.
They are diehards.
To this day.
You see what I'm saying? You know, they are activists. They got to act. Well, I'm an activist for my fighter. They are prejudiced. They show prejudice towards other people who do not think like them. They are very chauvinistic. This is what a fanatical boxing fan is, right? They are very intolerant to other people's opinions.
To this day.
They are very intolerant to other people's opinions.
To this day.
They are very narrow-minded. They are very single-minded and narrow-minded, like I said before. They are heavily partisan. And they are very, what I would like to call uncompromising people.
To this day.
Fanatical boxing fans are obsessively concerned about their fighter because they have a, what would I like to call an emotional attachment to that particular fighter. You see what I'm saying? Now, the question I have for you guys is this. Are these the type of fanatical fans, guys? Are these the type of fans that you want to take seriously? The fanatics. Are these the type of fanatical fans helping their fighter by threatening people with violence online? If you go around, get easily offensive, go to other people's platforms and threaten people, you are a fanatic. You need some help, sir. You need some help. You are a beta male that's overly emotional about a fighter who don't even know your goddamn name. You see what I'm saying? Are these the type of boxing fans? Or let me just say that. Let me rephrase it like this, guys. Because I want to ask a question. I want to pose it as a question. Are these type of boxing fans, guys, helping their fighter by being racist towards other people and bigoted towards other boxing fans by calling them coons, Uncle Toms, sellouts, Sambos, Tobies, or any other racist term that they may choose to use in order to tear someone down because that person doesn't agree with their narrative or doesn't feel the way they feel about their fighter? Are these type of fanatical boxing fans healthy for the sport of boxing? I know I said a lot. I know I said a lot, guys. It's a lot to unpack right there. It's a lot to unpack right there. You see what I'm saying? So now, let's look at this. Let's look at this, guys, because, you know, right here, let me do this. Now, let me go ahead and do this before we start. If you are a fanboy or a fanatic of a particular fighter, you might want to turn away from the channel today. If you are a grown-ass man in your 30s, 40s, and 50s, and you easily get triggered by what other people say on their platforms that you don't even have to watch it, you can just turn the channel and go somewhere else. You might want to turn the channel. If you are a fanatical fan and you threaten people by calling them BITCHs, I'm going to pull up, I'm going to do A, B, C, and D to you. When you know goddamn well you ain't going to do nothing, if you saw that person, you might want to turn the channel. If you get mad with people in the chat and you start throwing racist slurs because you got offended by someone else's opinion, you might want to turn the channel. This is not for you. This is for objectivity purposes only. We want to get to the truth. We want to get to the bottom line today. I am not here to babysit you. I am not here to make you feel good. If you are an Alphabet Boy supporter, you are overly sensitive, you might want to turn the channel. That's all I got to say, guys. We're going to take it back down yonder. We're going to take it back down yonder. And we're going to look at this for what it is, guys. Okay? We're going to take it back down yonder, guys. This is all I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? Know what I'm talking about? Now, this is what it is. Because I ain't got time for this today, right? In my country voice. We're going to take this back down yonder. We're going to do it like this here. See what I'm saying? That's how we're going to do it. If you ever been to Georgia, that's how they talk. Like, really though, I'm not going to lie to you guys. You go to Georgia and, you know, so we finna get it started. Now, I'm looking for Canelo Alvarez fans. I'm looking for Anthony Joshua fans. It's only going to be one of each. I'm looking for Deontay Wilder fans. Woo! Back down yonder. Know what I mean? You know what I mean? Okay. You see what I'm saying? Now, I'm looking for, who else we're looking for? Who else we're looking for, right? I'm looking for Tyson Fury. There's only one Tyson Fury. I'm looking for y'all too. Looking for Big Fish, Cat, Big Fish. I'm looking for the Big Fish fans. Errol Spence. And I'm looking for, you know my name, Manny Pacquiao. I'm looking for Manny Pacquiao fans as well. I'm going to drop the link. If I got 2 Manny Pacquiao fans, 1 has to go. If I have 2 Errol Spence fans, 1 has to go. If I have 2 Canelo Alvarez fans, one has to go. If I have 2 Tyson Fury fans, one has to go. If I have 2 Deontay Wilder fans, one has to go. And if I have 2 Anthony Joshua fans, one has to go. I want to make this fair. Lady Shan, if you want to come on, sis, let me know. Let me know. Now, hit your old boy up and let me know if you want to come on. You know what I mean? Because I might need some help with this one. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'm going to go ahead and listen. Let's do this though. Let's do this though, guys, because we're going to make this right. We're going to make this right. Because I want to, you know, I'm a part of the pull-up game, right? We're going to do some pull-ups. You know, we're going to do some pull-ups. That's what we're going to do. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to see something. I'm trying to find something, guys. Bear with me one more. As a matter of fact, let's do this. Let's do this. Bear with me, guys. Where the hell is? Okay, so is it on the desktop? I'm trying to find this picture, guys. All right, I'll tell you what. Since I can't find it, let's take this back down yonder. Cause I'm gonna drop this link, guys, and I'm gonna find out who's who. I'm gonna drop this link, and we gonna find out who's who. Cause I want to know. I'm like Joe. I want to know. I want to know. That's what I want to know. I want to find out what's happening. Now this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna blow this up. Now I want to share this with you guys before I drop this link. Shout out to Mercy Grace. Shout out to Mercy Grace for dropping that super chat on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Hey, Mercy Grace, are you going to represent Trevor Bryan? Yes, I'm representing my client and defended Trevor Bryan. But let's share the screen right quick, guys, because we're going to start with Exhibit A. We're going to start with Exhibit A, guys. Where am I going at with this? Because I need to show y'all what I'm seeing. Let me go ahead and shut this down. Let me go ahead and shut this down, guys. Bam. Hit the share button right there, right down yonder. We're going to do this down yonder, guys. We're going down yonder today, right? Hold on, guys. Hold on. Blow it on up. Let me go ahead and open this up right quick, guys. Bear with me one moment. There we go. There we go. There we go. There you go now. There you go. So now, to my left, we got AJ, knock him out the box, Joshua. Next to him, we have Mr. Bomb Squad himself.
To this day.
Right here, we have the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury. Right here, we have King Canelo. Right here, we have Big, Cap. I'm from down Texas. Call Al, Big. We got Mr. Earl the Truth Spence himself. And right here, we have Manny, the old ass man, Pacquiao. Now, I'm gonna drop the link now. I want to find out who has the most fanatical fans in the sport of boxing. Now, this is the context it's gonna be in. The context is this. I told you guys, what does fanatical mean? Basically, and basically a fanatic is someone who's very extreme. You see what I'm saying? A fanatical boxing fan is an extremist. They are overly zealous. They are radical. They are militant. They are dogmatic. They are sectarian. They are bigoted. They are rabid. They are maniacal. They are diehard. They are activists for their fighter. They are prejudiced. They are also chauvinistic. They are intolerant to anyone who doesn't agree with their narrative or frame of thought. They are very narrow-minded. They are heavily partisan, and they are uncompromising people. Fanatical boxing fans are overly, obsessively concerned about their fighter, and they have an emotional attachment to that particular fighter who they are overly obsessive about. This is the context before I drop the link. So think about that before you come on, right? We're not going to do any cursing. We're not going to do any disrespecting. The first person does that, you're getting kicked off the panel. We're not doing that. You can debate, but we're not going to do any. It ain't gonna be this no WWE like these other channels where people be calling each other bitch ass N-words and I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do. No, we ain't doing that over here. We don't do that over here at New Media Day USA Boxing. You can take that to the Alphabet Boy channels. That's what they are accustomed to. You can take that to some other channels where the guy likes to get out of character and call people names and threaten them and give out their mama's address and stuff. No, we ain't doing that over here. Not over here. I need some mature men who are not who can come on the panel and act right. That's what we looking for. You see what I'm saying? Now, this is what I'm talking about. If you are a fanatical fan base, or you're a fanatic of a particular fighter, and you have called, and you are racist, and you have called people coons, if you have called people Uncle Toms, if you call Terrence Crawford and other fighters top-ranked Toby, if you say that this dude is a sellout or a Sambo or, you know, or any other racial term that you may have used in the past to describe someone, that this ain't no shade. This ain't no shade. You are the type, you are the fan that I am talking about. You might want to turn away from this channel because your feelings might get hurt today. I'm warning you. I'm warning you. Now, let's go ahead and drop this link. When you come on, let me know who you are a fan of. We're looking for the Anthony Joshua fans. I only need one. Looking for the, as a matter of fact, I'm going to rotate. We're going to have different people come on. That'll be a better. Looking for Deontay Wilder, Bomb Squad fans. Looking for the Tyson Fury fans. Looking for the Canelo Alvarez fans. Looking for the Big Fish, Errol the True Spence fans. We're looking for the Manny Pacquiao fans. This is how we doing it today. To this day. We are going to represent it. To this day. That's what it is. All right, we got DJ in the building. That's a Deontay Wilder fan. All right, we need an Anthony Joshua fan. Any Tyson Fury fans in the building? Where you at? Remember, guys, we ringing the alarm. We are ringing the alarm. If you are going to get overly sensitive today, this might not be. We got my brother Gummo in here today, so we got a Manny Pacquiao fan. We need Big Fish, Cap, Call Al. We need Call Al fans, aka El the True Spence. I'm gonna sit back and ask the question and let everybody, you know, let them say what they're gonna say. We're looking for Canelo Alvarez fans, we're looking for Deontay Wilder fans, and we're looking for a Anthony Joshua fan. All right, so we don't see any Anthony Joshua fans not in the building today. Tyson Fury fans are not in the building today so far, and Canelo fans not in the building today. So we're just gonna deal with the Bronze Bomber himself, to this day, and we're gonna deal with Manny Pacquiao. DJ with the link, read DJ. Let's get DJ with a round of applause. I know who DJ representing for.
What's up, Coach? How you feeling, man?
Oh, doing good, doing good. Hold on, DJ. Shout out to my brother Gummo. What's going on? We know he represents the Manny Pacquiao. He's in Pacquiao right now at this moment.
Yo, what up, Coach? I'm just tapping in. Good afternoon. We're actually in the gym right now, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Just hold up, swole up. I got you. And shout out to my sister Lisa Bells. Lisa Bells is in the building, the queen.
What's up?
Lisa, who you representing today?
Anthony Joshua.
Okay, so we got AJ, we got Deontay Wilder, and we have Manny Pacquiao. Now we still need three more.
Spence.
But that's okay. But we gonna represent right now. I'm gonna represent Trevor Bryant, but he's not on the list, so don't worry about that.
Coach, you gonna represent Terrence Crawford too, because Terrence Crawford got a rabid fan base too now.
Now Terrence Crawford ain't got no fans though. Like, you know, like they say Terrence Crawford don't have no fans. He ain't fought nobody. So that's why I ain't put Crawford on the list, because he ain't, you know, don't nobody really like him. He ain't really got no support.
This is why I don't like doing that resume talk, because you can poke holes in everybody's resume. But Terrence Crawford definitely got fans. Trust me.
I don't see them, especially online.
Oh, trust me, they out there.
They call him top ranked Toby and all kind of racial terms. So I'm like, hey, I was figuring they don't like Crawford, so it's fine.
According to a lot of these Bud fans, EJ is a bigger duck than Canelo.
Nah, Errol Spence don't duck nobody. None of these fighters are ducking anybody. I don't buy that term. None of these fighters are ducking anybody. You know what I mean? You know, it's business at the end of the day. Ain't nobody scared of nobody, not on this level. But DJ, so I'm gonna pose this question to you. In your opinion, and it's just an opinion, guys, so don't nobody get offended. Which fighter has the most fanatical fan base? From your experience.
Canelo, it's not even close. You can't say nothing about Saul Cinnamon Alvarez. So you can't say nothing about Cinnamon, man. He's going. There's so many. Everybody talks about Wilder. There's so many excuses as to why Canelo ain't fought some of the people he fought. He's going for undisputed. He's a boring fight, man. What? So y'all talking yourselves out of big fight? You can't say nothing about old Cinnamon. Okay, well, they get real spicy when you talk about Cinnamon.
All right, okay. Now DJ say Canelo. All right, I gotta write this down.
Canelo.
Hey, Gumbo, go ahead, fam.
Hey, yo, what up, Coach? Good afternoon. I'm just tapping in from LA. I seen your live. How to tap in.
Yeah, man. Who, in your opinion, who got the most fanatical? We got one for Canelo. We got Canelo here.
Yeah, in my opinion, I say Deontay Wilder by a landslide, because all of these other fan bases got their fanatics. You know what I mean? You got the Pactark, you got the Flomos, but all of these other fan bases have never wished death upon another man's trainer. You know what I mean? And they never threw their own under the bus. These fan bases will just cap for their fighter. You know what I mean? They'll cap for them hard, but wishing death upon other people is a whole nother level. You know what I mean? So wishing they burn in a car fire, that's personal. That's a whole nother level.
Okay. All right. So Gamo, you say Deontay Wilder. Okay, so we got one for Wilder. We have one for Canelo. My sister Lisa, what's going on, sis? What you got? What you like to interject into this?
Hey. Well, in the past, I would have said it would have been the Manny during the Floyd.
Yeah, I remember that.
Stuff. Yeah, that was bad. That was really bad. Both fan bases, but today I will say Wilder.
All right, you'll say Wilder. Now, why are we doing this? Because I want to ask why. Now, DJ said that you can't say anything bad about Canelo. Yeah, and I have seen those circles to where, yeah, man, you can't say nothing. You can't say nothing about Canelo. You know what I mean? Canelo does have a very strong fan base. Manny Pacquiao does have a very strong fan base. I remember back when Manny Pacquiao was in the process of fighting Floyd Mayweather, but I wasn't on YouTube at that time. But I just remember how it was in the barber shops, how heated he used to get in the barber shops. You see what I'm saying? So that'll be something else. You know what I mean? So Lisa says Wilder. DJ says Canelo. Gamo, why did you say, okay, now you explain why you say Wilder, because you said Wilder because his fans, can't say all of them, because I'm not gonna never say all of them, but it's a certain element with Wilder that they do wish you death, with other people death threats, which we saw that with Drew Titan. I got that. Well, I call him Officer Drew Titan because the nigga the police. He was an ex-police officer, and so I have the receipts on that. Where I physically see his face, physically see his lips moving, and physically hear him saying, "I wish you would have died in a car fire." So we have that. So I agree with that. I agree with that part of it from that person, from what I heard and saw with my own ears. Heard with my own ears and saw with my own eyes. So I get your point. DJ, what level of fanaticism have you experienced with the Canelo fans?
It just seems like every time you bring up a fighter of a certain hue that Canelo should be fighting, they bring up 16 different excuses as to why Canelo shouldn't fight him. And I really don't understand that when fans do that. They talk themselves out of big fights. There's 1,000 excuses as to why he doesn't fight Demetrius Andrade. Oh, he's a boring fighter. Oh, he was going for undisputed. Oh, he was fighting this guy, that guy, that guy. But who's Demetrius Andrade fought? Well, Abney Yildirim hadn't fought anybody, and Rocky Fielding hadn't fought anybody. But y'all defend those wins. You know, Julio Cesar Chavez hadn't fought anybody, but you defend that win. So it just, to me, I like to stick, within the ring, for the most part, until it takes a turn. I was like, well, everybody's done dirt. You see what I'm saying? So, I know a lot of people. I know a lot of those extreme Wilder fans. I'm not one of them. I stick it, like I said, being from Alabama, I'm going to ride for my guy no matter what. All he wanted was his third fight. Now, I didn't get into all the gloves and the water and all that type of stuff. I never got into that. All I wanted was my guy to get his third fight. And because he didn't look right in that second fight, and I think people universally agree on that. Yeah, and,
I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. Why he didn't look right, I don't know, but I totally agree that he didn't look like his legs was up under him. To be honest, even going back and forth with AJ fans a lot. What I hear a lot is resume, and I really don't like to do that resume talk. I just like styles make fights because different styles make different fights because you can poke holes in everybody's resume. Yeah, that's true. Really, that's true. If you look, I say that's true. If you look hard enough, you can always find, something with any boxer's resume to say, hey, he didn't fight this guy and that guy and that guy. And, I mean, I doubt it. Yeah, until they fight each other. But to me, it seems like when it comes to fighters of a certain complexion, and you bring that up when it comes to Cinnamon Alvarez, was like, why is Canelo not fighting him? He was his mandatory. He's been a champion with him in 2 different weight classes. Why didn't he fight him? Oh, he's a boring fighter. He ain't fought nobody. But when it comes to Abney Yildirim, you have no objections. I know. I will say this. I will say this. I don't never like to say that fighters duck certain fighters, like especially now, especially if these fighters are still currently fighting, like the Errol Spence in Terrence Crawford. It's been rumored for 3 years, right? Everybody know that Terrence Crawford's my favorite fighter, but I'm not going to throw Errol Spence under the bus and say, yeah, he ducking Bud. No, he's not ducking Crawford at all. I don't believe that at all. You know what I mean? Because these guys don't make their own fights. Al Heyman makes their fights. Al Heyman is their boss. Regardless of what they say, Al Heyman is the PBC fighters have to do what Al Heyman tells them to do. And if Al doesn't, and that's any fighter, Crawford has to do what Bob Arum tell him to do. That's an any fighter. You know what I mean? And that's not a knock on Errol Spence. That's not a knock on Errol Spence. That's not a knock on Terrence Crawford. Both men had done what they had to do. They did what they had to do in order to do what's best for them and their families. So I'm not knocking that. Now, whenever they get in the ring, if they get in the ring, that's going to be great. But I'm not going to sit here and say Errol Spence is ducking anybody or Terrence Crawford is ducking anybody because you don't get on that championship level and be scared of other dudes, dog. I don't go for that, especially when you have fought these guys in the amateurs. These guys fought for free in the amateurs. You see what I'm saying? So that's just my take on it. But go ahead. See, what makes Cinnamon different to me is everybody sees that he's really picking his own fights. Hold on, Lisa Bell. hey, Carmen Serene, you want to come on, Carl? Carl getting mad. Carl, now I know you're going to represent Canelo. Are you coming on the show? Let me know and I'll drop the link.
Yeah, people asking for links, Coach.
Okay, yeah. Hey, hold on. Hey, Troy, you got to hold up, man, because I know you and DJ don't get along, so I don't want you coming on right now. So, Troy, just hold on for a minute. But hey, Carm, if you want to come on, here go the link. Here go the link, sis. Here go the link. Now, DJ, you're getting a lot of heat in the chat now. I'm looking at the chat. Getting a lot of heat. Hello. Shout out to Matt Cedillo. I told you, man. I told you. Right. Shout out to Matt Cedillo for dropping that quarter of a dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Matt say Deontay bewildered, I guess. Look confused because he doesn't know how to box. There are other fights where he looks confused for whole stretches of the fight. I got to go back and look at his other fights because I do know that when he fought King Kong Ortiz,
You know, some would say he was getting outboxed. I have a theory on that based on what I heard Wilder say, that because he was knocking so many people out, and I think once he felt Ortiz's power, and he was like, well, Ortiz couldn't really hurt me or whatever, not making any excuses at all. I'm just saying, once he figured Ortiz out, he got him out of there, right? So you can make an argument that, yeah, you know, he was getting outboxed by certain fighters, you know, in the past, but at the end result, he got him out of there, you know what I mean? So,
but,
DJ,
you know, I can say Anthony Joshua don't know how to move his head because every time he gets hit, he does the baby bear walk. So,
all right, but okay, DJ. So, hey, Lisa, go ahead, sis. Lisa, you still there?
Yeah. Okay. So what was the question?
No. DJ was talking about Canelo, what he didn't like about not didn't like, but the Canelo fans and how you can't say anything bad about Canelo. For guys who get offended by calling Canelo cinnamon is Canelo in Spanish. Canelo is cinnamon, that's the translation. So just in case you guys don't know that. So that's why they call him cinnamon. It's not a racial slur or nothing like that. Canelo is how you say Canelo in Spanish is cinnamon. I mean, how you say cinnamon in Spanish is Canelo. But go ahead, sis.
Yeah, I remember when Canelo was at 154, and I get it. He didn't fight Demetrius Andre for whatever reason. I have no idea. And then when he was at 160, he was it was a big thing. I remember he was stripped of the what was it, the IBF belt?
No, I think no, that was the WB. Was that no? He dropped the somebody 160.
No, when he came to the zone, he was stripped.
Oh yeah.
The IBF belt.
Yeah.
He was supposed to fight Derevyanchenko or something, and something happened. And then you know, they wanted him to fight Triple G, but he didn't want to at that time. So I'm really not exactly sure why that fight didn't happen or whatever. So then he wound up fighting what's his name, Kovalev. Okay. So yeah, it's been, you know, but I do know right now from what I'm looking at right now, Canelo was firing on all cylinders right now. I think he's the finished product, and he's a very dangerous man. I'm just going by from what I'm seeing in the ring with him. Like right now, he's in his prime, and he right now I don't see nobody stopping him from that from like 160 to 175.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man. Like, you know, Canelo, like you guys know, Terrence Crawford's my favorite fighter, but pound for pound, I got Canelo there all day. I know some people gonna say, hey, man, he was a drug cheat and got this and that. I'm just saying from a skill standpoint, from what I see in the ring, I don't know, man. Like I'm not giving Caleb Eggplant a chance. If that fight go down, I'm just being honest with you. He don't stand a goddamn chance. So, all right, Gamo, what's going on, fam? Is he still there? Oh, Gamo left. Okay, Gamo left. All right, now listen, DJ.
Yeah.
All right, I got Troy in the background. Now I know you and Troy don't get along. I don't know what's going on. I ain't got nothing to do with it. That's between y'all.
Yeah, I don't talk to Troy. I don't talk to Troy. He knows that. I have no energy for Troy. I'm not.
Okay, I just want to let you know. I'm finna let him in. I don't want no.
I just don't talk to him.
Okay, cool. All right, so I can't hear you. You sound bad in the background, but don't worry about it. Troy, I'm letting you in right now. All right, Troy. The question is, right now we got 2 for Wilder, and I don't want to make it seem like I'm trying to be objective, so I don't want to make it seem like we jumping on or beating up on one guy. I'm not doing that. All I'm saying is, from your opinion, and I guess you can only go by your experiences. Try to be as objective as possible without being as biased as possible, without letting your personal feelings get in the way. Which fighter, in your opinion, has the most fanatical fan base in boxing?
Very good question. I'm going to answer it the best way I can. Every fighter has some radical fan bases and all that. Based on my personal experiences, what I've dealt with on this social media thing, Wilder's fans have given me the most, I hate the word hate, but they've given me the most hate, and I've heard the most foul things coming from them, like burning people up in car fires and things of that nature, and threatening them, I'll see you, and carrying on, and just, you know, always saying that they pro-black, but at the same time, take that out. You know what? Cancel that. They anything Wilder says, they automatically say we agree with it and we've seen it, but he's never produced any proof. And if he's never produced any proof, why the hell do they believe him like that? If he's never produced any proof, no one's produced any proof at all. So why are you so quick to believe everything that comes out this man's mouth? And then last thing, every time you talk to someone about Wilder and another fighter, and it comes to, who's he fought and his resume, it always comes back to resumes don't matter. How resumes don't matter when, how else can you judge a fighter if not by who he's fought? How else can you judge a fighter then? That's it.
Yeah, well, okay, so I will say this. Now, I know you guys think I'm in defense of Wilder. I totally agree with what you're saying, Troy. But in defense of all Wilder fans, and I'm not saying you said this, all Wilder fans are not like this. We're talking about the fanatics. There's a difference between a fan and a fanatical fan. A fanatical fan is someone who's very radical. They're very narrow-minded. You can't even, I told you, I pretty much broke down to you what a fanatical fan is. So that's what I'm talking about. So, all fighters have fanatical fan bases. I definitely know Manny Pacquiao had them.
Yeah, Coach. Coach. What I was saying is that it's not all fans. I don't know all of them. Just most of them that I've dealt with, they've always come off like he's always right, even though he doesn't prove anything. And the first word out their mouth is that I'm a hater, I'm a Sambo, I'm a sellout, I'm a this, that, and the third. Really? Why?
Yeah,
because I have a difference of opinion? Why?
One thing about Wilder too, he brings out the race baiting. Like his fan base is the one that brings out the race baiting the most. And I just don't like that as well. Well,
now I will say this. There's a certain channels, because I can't really say like DJ is not like that. DJ, is not he's from my understanding of DJ, from what the limited knowledge that I know of DJ, he's always told me he's not into the different things that he'll agree with everything Wilder says and stuff like that. All he wanted was Wilder to get his second fight. Now, whether we believe Tyson Fury cheated or not, that's something else. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But I will say this: there are certain channels that do promote this type of, I call it race baiting, race hustling, and I say the alphabet boys. I call them the alphabet boys because this is what they do. And even some of their affiliates, like Dante's Race Baiting Nation, I like to call them that. Boxing Nemo. Stuff like that. This is what these guys do. Now, I know these guys are not alphabet boy channels, but they have the same talking points, and I don't want their talking points to get lumped up with all the Deontay Wilder fans. I'm not saying that everybody on the panel is doing this. You see what I'm saying? But I'm trying to be fair. But I do agree there is a certain element that I know of when it comes to the fanatics of Wilder's fan base, not his fans, but the fanatics that do this, because I know for a fact what I've been called, but I'm not going to interject me in there. I just want to hear what everyone else has to say. What you got to say?
Yeah, it's funny, Coach, too, that all of a sudden, we're talking about the fanatics, the radicals. All of a sudden now they want proof that Fury actually got COVID, when this whole time Wilder had zero proof. So it's just hypocritical too. I say the radicals are very hypocritical and they're ignorant. And I wanted to touch real quick on the Canelo topic, since you guys were talking about it. I don't believe that narrative that Canelo is ducking black fighters. He did send an offer to Jermall, which was turned down, allegedly, stated by his brother. And then it's the Wilder fans too that they dislike Canelo. A lot of I'll say it's the alphabet boys too, you know what I mean? But yeah, go ahead, Coach.
No, the alphabet boys are the main pushers of the race-based narrative. That's all they do, and it's true. Like, they threaten to shoot people, they threaten all kind of stuff. I can show you. I'm gonna do a show where I just show you guys some of the stuff that I received, and it's all coming from alphabet boy channel supporters, pro PBC supporters, and all of them have one thing in common: they are strongly behind Wilder. And I get these threats all the time. I'm telling you, I get them all the time. And but I feed off of it. I'm not, I don't feed into the negativity. I feed off of it. But it is what it is. But I don't want. I got you back in there, DJ. I don't want Bold. I'm coming to you next, Bold. I don't want, because certain channels push certain narratives, that we lump everybody who supports Deontay Wilder in that barrel. That's what I just want to be fair. That's me being objective, not me being biased and saying, "Oh, I hate Wilder, yada yada yada." Yeah, right. No, I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? I just want to be as objective, as fair as possible, and just say, yeah, man, you know, there is a certain element. And they might be a minority, but it might seem like it's a whole bunch of them because they be everywhere. And it doesn't represent people who are Wilder fans like DJ, who is from Alabama. So I got to say that, you know, just to be fair, you know, be fair to everybody. Because, you know, we're going to go down the line. Bo, what you got to say, fam? On which fighter you want to represent for?
I don't want to represent for any of them, but I just want to get my opinion on who's the who got the most rabid fan base, though.
Go ahead.
Look, in my opinion, all right. So Deontay Wilder fans, right? They rabid fans all making a lot of noise, but it's just a small group of them. It's really a small group, and they make the most noise. To me, it's the Pacquiao fans, man. Oh, those fans are in the Hall of Fame of being fanatics, right along with the Mayweather fans.
He said the Hall of Fame
because
he said the Hall of Fame. Let me be quiet. Go ahead.
Because I'm in boxing groups all over social media, and the Pacquiao fans are still salty to this day about the Mayweather fight. Like it's constantly they posting memes, saying Floyd Mayweather was on steroids or whatever it is to make themselves feel good. Like, and we talking about this happened years ago, and they still making the most noise. And they got and Pacquiao, you know, he's a hell of a fighter, one of my favorite fighters, but I gotta say, man, the fans, Pacquiao fans is up. You know, them and the Floyd Mayweather fans, man, they do the most like craziest stuff, man. And like I said, Wilder fans, yeah, they make a lot of noise, but that's just only from a small group. They're just creating narratives and whatnot. But yeah, Pacquiao fans, man, I mean, it's not even close.
Listen, now I wasn't on YouTube when I got to tell everybody on the panel this. I was not on YouTube when the Manny Pacquiao and the Floyd Mayweather drama was going on. What I will say is I was used to be in a lot of the barbershops in Miami. And I'm telling you, the arguments, the debates that we used to get into in the barbershops, if YouTube was anything like it was in the barbershops when we was talking about Mayweather and Pacquiao, when I was in the office, you know, the office in Miami, if I'm in Tootsie's in Miami. If you ever been to Miami, it's a strip club called Tootsie's. You go in the back, everybody watch all of the sports. When I'm in the KOD and, you know, I'm in Club Live, and no matter where I was at, it was this Pacquiao and Mayweather talk was crazy. But I don't know how it was on YouTube, so I can't really interject on that. I just, you know. Lisa, what you got to say, sis? Do you still feel the same way? I know you've been around. I know you said you've been in several boxing circles for years. Do you feel like Pacquiao fans maybe, if you can remember, you know, to recall, like go through your mental Rolodex and see, was the Pacquiao fans as crazy as you say that the Wilder, not fans, but fanatics are today? Lisa.
Yeah, they were. And the Mayweather
Lisa, can you hear me?
Yeah, let me tap in on the
yeah, you hear me?
Manny Pacquiao fans.
Hold on. No, you got to know.
Yeah.
Let Lisa talk first. Go ahead, Lisa. Lisa.
They were very fanatical, and some can still be. But yes, you hear me?
Yes, I hear you now.
Okay, yeah, they were fanatical, and some still can be. They're not as bad as they were, but so was the Mayweather fans. It was a back and forth, a tug of war, you know. So it was bad at that time before the fight, and even after the fight, for a long time.
How would you compare it to today? The fanatics of then to the fanatics of today?
To me, it was like a little worse in a sense, because it was a bigger fight. A lot was on the line. It was building up for years. This fight, at least Wilder and Fury has fought twice, and they're going on a third fight. This went on for years and years and years. Channels were shut down because of it. You know, people stopped being friends. It was just crazy. You know, so in that sense, it was worse.
Okay, so you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I've heard. Now I don't know about death threats and stuff like that, but I've heard that the Manny, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. The pack, what they call them? Gamo, let me let you come on in. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah. Let me tap in. Yeah, I'm from Manny Pacquiao's camp, and I actually been with him the last 3 weeks here in LA. And I'm part of his team. So, that whole Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao negotiating era, yeah, that was pretty rough. There was a lot going on, a lot of capping on both sides. No death threats though. You know what I mean? A lot of capping on both sides. It is what it is. I'm not a fanatic. I do acknowledge that Manny lost to Floyd. He did beat him. He did get knocked out by Marquez. We accept that. We're moving forward. It is what it is now. But during that time period, those 6 years, 2009 to 15, man, it was wild. And then when Manny got knocked out, there was a lot of hate coming from Floyd's side. But it is what it is. I say the fans now, they still support Manny, ride with him. I'm part of. Hold on, let me pick up this order real quick.
All right, let me go ahead on. Wait a minute, Troy, you've been on hold for a minute, man. Troy, what do you remember the Manny Pacquiao Floyd Mayweather era? And if you do remember it, how would you compare it to now, the Fanatics?
Well, that was a little different because they were stupid fans on both sides of that. They just really didn't know boxing. They just cared about their fighter, right? Or fighters, I should say. They were stupid. And some of them would be like, well, I'm going to come see you, this or that. But that was all on social. That was all on, like, you back on Facebook and all of that. They were just stupid fans who didn't know boxing. They just were out there for their fighters. But let me say this, because, I actually disagree with something you said. I wasn't speaking about all Wilder fans. I don't know all of them. Most of them.
No, you corrected that already. I wasn't saying you were.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I was prefacing that for the chat.
Okay. Yeah, because I was simply saying most of them that I dealt with, they've been real aggressive and carrying on, and I don't see the need for any of that. You can't even say like, okay, I came in and I said, well, Fury is Wilder's master because he got Wilder waiting like a little boy. All of a sudden,
listen, hold on. I got to stop you right there because only reason I'm saying it on air because you just mentioned this on air and you said it several times. I totally, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't understand the context in which you're saying it at, but there's a lot of people that are very upset and disturbed by you saying that, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because they look at that as just think about this. Tyson Fury, you said what? Tyson Fury is Deontay Wilder's master. Okay, you saying Tyson Fury is Deontay Wilder's master. Let's stop right there. Now, when the racial element behind that, is something very, very serious that can be looked at very crazy coming from a black man such as yourself. Deontay, knowing what the racism that's going on in America, blacks in America was once slaves, and then for you to say that Tyson Fury, who is a white guy, is Deontay Wilder's master, and he has him waiting on him like a little boy. And boy is a racial term that they used to call us. You know what I mean? Back in the day. So I'm not gonna lie to you, brother. I totally disagree with that. And I got much love for you. But the only reason I'm saying it on air is because you said it on air. You said it twice. You said it to me before on air. But I didn't say anything, and then you're saying it again. So now I have to just tell you how I feel about it. I think maybe you could have probably used better words. You see what I'm saying? But could you give me the context in which you saying that Tyson Fury is Wilder's a master and he has him waiting on him like a little boy? Please explain that.
It was a sensational comment to spark a conversation. I knew exactly what I said it, and I know exactly how I worded it. I didn't care, just like I don't care now. Because honestly, I say all the time, it's not what someone calls you, it's what you answer to. Are you a boy? Someone says, hey, boy, and you walking down the street. Are you going to turn around? That's not my name. So I know I'm not turning around. But I knew how these people operate. So I said it because to spark a conversation. That's all. Okay. It's a sensational comment, man. And I knew what was going to happen.
Okay.
Because,
all right.
That's all it was.
Okay. All right. So DJ, I know you've been on hold for a minute, brother, and I'm gonna go to Bowl because I know he's been on. Hold on, Lisa, you unmuted. You something you want to interject, sis?
No.
Okay. DJ, I'm gonna unmute everybody and let everybody just talk. DJ, yeah, you've been waiting a while. Anything you want to say, brother? Because we need to get, listen, we need a goddamn Canelo out. Anybody call in for Canelo yet? Nobody call in for Errol Spence. Nobody call in for Tyson Fury. I get all of these damn Tyson Fury fans in the chat, and now all of a sudden don't nobody want to come represent for Tyson Fury.
Tyson Fury ain't got no fans, man.
Listen, any Tyson Fury fan, here go the link again, man. Here go the link again. I'm looking for Tyson Fury fans. Please, like, where you at? Where the Tyson Fury? Where are there's only one Tyson Fury. Where are you right now? Where are you right now? Pull up. Here go the link right here, man. Any Tyson Fury fans, you know, you guys have a whole lot to say in the chat. So come on here and say something. Please, I'm looking for Tyson Fury fans. Go ahead, DJ.
So in response to what Graham was saying, it's not what they call you, it's what you answer to. Well, my great granddaddy didn't answer to that. And you hear stories about how they treated him, how they would just walk in his backyard and take his and take stuff out of his garden. They called him that. He didn't answer to that. He got beat every time defending his yard. So I was raised to not let anybody ever call you that. You can say it's not what they call you, it's what you answer to. But if they call your mama a female dog while she's standing right next to you, even if she don't answer to it, you're gonna feel some type of way. So anytime, and this is not just directed towards Deontay Wilder, this is for any black man out there. Anytime somebody calls another black man boy, you knew those were incendiary comments, and you did that just to get a reaction because you knew you would get a reaction.
I stated that.
I'm talking. I let you talk. I didn't say nothing. I just sat back. You knew you would get a reaction saying that. That's why you said it. Because that night you didn't even hop on the panel until Deontay Wilder came up. But it's just certain things. You saying that a white fighter is a black man's fighter in this country. You live here. I don't know what part of the country you're from. But if you from the South where I'm from, Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Arkansas, Texas, North and South Carolina, even certain parts of Florida, you would understand. I don't think you're from that region, so I don't think you understand the severity of what you're saying. I don't think you really grasp the concept of what you're saying. Like, I don't know, man. I really don't want to get too deep off into it, but I just, after you said those words, I have no respect for you as a man, because if you don't understand that, I can't help you. There's nothing I can do for you, because that went far beyond boxing. That went far beyond boxing, man. And if I can't get you to understand that, I have no respect for you as a man. I really don't. And that's why, Coach, that's why I don't want to talk to him, because he still has no problem with what he said to this day. No pun intended. But
here you go.
To this day. Appreciate it. He still has no problem with what he said, because I just want to start a little shit. Bro, you could have said something else.
I like to say something real quick, right? I already stated that I said that on purpose. Tell me what's worse, me coming in, knowing what I'm saying, and I just said, you know, this man is this other man's master, or another black man looking a black man live in his face on somebody's show and saying, I wish you would have burned up in a damn car fire. Yeah, I didn't say nothing about that. But y'all get offended about that, about my little words. I know what the hell I said, and I know why the hell I said them. And I'm going to take it to my grave telling you I don't care. So it's okay to look another man in the face and tell him, I want you dead, for no other reason than I think that you cheated my fighter, who I've probably never met, never had a dinner with, never been to his house, don't know his family or nothing like that. You wish, it's okay for y'all to wish death upon people. But I could come in and say these few words. I could come in and say these few words and you get offended, but death is all right with you, right? Huh? I didn't say you. I never said you. I said, but it's okay for y'all to wish death upon people to their face.
I didn't even want to do this with you. I just said I have no respect for you as a man, and I didn't want to engage with you.
We don't know each other, so why the hell should I care about what you feel?
So okay, so why would you care about what somebody else feel?
Troy Graham.
You don't care about that.
And there it is right there. There it is. There it is right there. You feel all the hurt and pain when I said Fury is Wilder's master, but you're okaying that this man looked in another man's face. But you don't feel no pain about it, and you never took him to task.
I didn't like it when he said it,
but you want to come right on me. I'm going to repeat myself. I knew what I was saying, and I said it on purpose, and I will say it 1,000 times.
Go ahead. I don't want to hijack the show. Go ahead.
All right, guys.
I don't want to hijack the show.
I want to get back.
I still got some strong emotions towards that, but
right.
I'm gonna let it go. Like I never wished death upon Troy. I just said I didn't want to talk to him no more.
Yeah, no, he's not talking.
I can't answer for what another man does to him. I can't answer for that. That's between them two. I'm just saying. I'm just telling you how I felt about what you said.
Okay. Listen. Case was made. Troy, we heard what you had to say. DJ, we heard what you had to say about that. We're gonna stay on topic. You know what I mean? We're gonna stay on topic. You know, we can agree to disagree. Nothing wrong with that. Shout out to Mercy Grace for dropping that quarter of a dub on your boy.
Super chat.
Yes, sir. Mercy Grace says, we got black, white mix coming together on boxing nights. Any sporting event, and we order pizza. We order party size fajitas for everyone. I guess we're blessed. Yeah, man. You know, it is what it is, man. It's okay to agree to disagree. You know, we shouldn't nobody be at each other's throat, want to kill each other, whatever. Everybody don't have to be goddamn friends. We just agree to disagree, and if we not gonna fuck with each other, we ain't gonna fuck with each other, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. 31 million people in America, everybody do not get along, do not agree, and that's fine. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that. Now, I'm looking for, hold on, guys. Don't be mad. Where in the hell is the Tyson Fury fans at? I know you in the chat. I see some of you in the chat. You do not want to come on. Where are the Tyson Fury fans at? Where are anybody from Houston, Texas, or the state of Texas want to speak? Want to talk about your experiences as it relate to Errol Spence? Or we don't have any Canelo fans on here, and we don't have any Tyson Fury fans. I definitely thought that I was going to get a Tyson Fury fan to come on here. Fair and say here, coach. Okay, I want you on the show. I'm finna drop the link right here. If you're a Tyson Fury fan, Canelo fan, or Errol Spence fan, here you go. Here go the link. I don't want to hear no talk in the chat about any of these fighters if you don't want to come on the show. Because DJ is on here, Troy is on here, Lisa is on here, Gamo is on here, and Bo is not representing any fighter. But I just want to say that I want to know which boxing fan, which fighter in today's boxing has the most fanatical fan base. Right now we have 3 for Wilder. We have 1 for Manny Pacquiao, 1 for Canelo. Anybody? He said, "No, I don't want to come on." See, there we go. Then that's it. So basically, we got Wilder. We got Wilder, Pac-Man, and okay, we got somebody else. Marcus Lewis. Marcus, what's going on, fam? Which fighter you representing? Marcus. Hey, can't hear you, brother. Can't hear you at all.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. How you doing, brother? Which fighter? What are you calling
can you hear
me
me
for?
now?
Yes, sir. I can hear you very well, sir.
Man, I'm calling in for Earl, man. I'm representing the great state of Texas.
I don't know. I heard you. I heard your accent. Shout out to everybody on the panel. Yeah, we got one for Earl now. All right, in your opinion, let's unmute everybody. Let everybody free. Let's unmute. Everybody can unmute. Marcus, in your opinion, who has the most fanatical fan base, just from your personal experiences today in boxing?
Man, Canelo. Canelo Alvarez got the most fanatical fans in the sport of boxing. But first, let me say this, man. Tyson Fury ain't got no damn fans, man. Them a bunch of Deontay Wilder haters. That's all it is.
Hey, you know what?
Tyson Fury ain't got no damn fans, man. But I fall back. My bad.
You know what? I don't mean to interrupt. I'm gonna let you cook, Marcus. I'm gonna have to repeat this. Apparently, Tyson Fury does not have any fans because there are no Tyson Fury fans on here. No one came on the chat. We got our brother from Texas. We got someone Gamo from LA representing Pacquiao. We have DJ from Alabama representing Wilder. You see what I'm saying? We got my sister Lisa representing Anthony Joshua. You know what I mean? Where are all the Tyson Fury fans at? You won't even come on the panel. So apparently Tyson Fury don't have no fans. I'm gonna drop the link again. If Tyson Fury fan don't come on here, I don't want to hear no shit about Tyson Fury got fans. I don't want to hear nothing about he got fans because apparently y'all not pulling up. But go ahead, Marcus. Sorry about that, brother. I didn't mean to cut y'all.
Man, I do want to say, man, I subscribed to the show about a week and a half ago, man. Been loving the content. I try to stay unbiasedly biased, if that makes sense. You know, I'm a diehard Earl Spence fan, man. I love the sport of boxing, but man, I am coming from the area where I'm from, man. It's been a long time since we had somebody like Earl come through, man. I think the last guy we had was Paulie Ayala out of Fort Worth, Texas. But with the Canelo fans, man, I think they the most fanatical because you can't say nothing wrong about Canelo, man, because they will drop. I've seen it on this YouTube, man. Canelo fans are some of the most racist fans out there, man. I hate to say it, but they would tear you down, man, racially, man, if you say anything wrong about cinema.
I will say this. Canelo fans are. I haven't had any like really bad experiences with Canelo fans, to be honest with you. But I've heard a lot of people say this about Canelo fans. I have heard this on multiple occasions. The Errol Spence fans, that he does have very strong fans, but they in my opinion, from what I've experienced, I haven't experienced any bad negative things like Coon and Uncle Tom, and I don't do none of that. But they just say stuff like, they like Errol over Terrence Crawford. Of course, I love Terrence Crawford, and there's nothing wrong with being biased about your fighter. There's nothing wrong with that, guys, at all. There's nothing wrong with that, because we have a favorite fighter. We're gonna be biased towards them. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that. I try to be objectively biased, so I do understand what you're saying, Marcus. I do remember the Pac-Man era, not on YouTube, but on the streets. That Pac-Man era, I think that's the most fanatical that I have seen thus far. But I will say the Fanatics from Fury camp, I've been called several things from Tyson Fury's camp. I had a bunch of people who are subscribed to the channel that followed Fury, but as soon as I criticized Fury, they unsubscribed. So, and they got mad and said all kind of few racial things towards me. That's fine. Wilder fans, some of them, not fans, fanatics, I've been called some of the most violent things on the internet from them. But I do not want to look at, like Bold say, the small minority of fanatics on Wilder side and say that represents all Deontay Wilder fans, because it doesn't. It doesn't, and it'd be disingenuous for me to say that, because a couple of fanatics said certain things to hurt my feelings or anyone else's feelings, and I'm gonna paint them with a broad brush. No one on this panel is doing that. So I want to clear that. No one on this panel is doing that, but you do have fanatics in you have Anthony Joshua fanatics. You do. You have Canelo fanatics, Pac-Man fanatics, Errol Spence. I haven't had any bad experiences about him. You know what I mean?
Yo, Coach, I say Errol Spence is building up some delusional fans slowly. Not just because he's fighting Pac-Man. I'm saying that just because they're saying he's the biggest star in boxing. He's the pay-per-view king. Bud's ducking him. This and that. He deserves the big amount of the purse. So slowly, man, I see Errol Spence building some delusional fans too. But I like the boy.
But from a fanatic standpoint, that's fans, and that's their opinion. I get that, but I'm saying from a fanatic standpoint, someone who's overly aggressive, someone who goes around and just threatens people or call people all kind of the vilest names and stuff like that. Do you see that from Errol Spence's fan base? Not fan base, but the fanatics.
No, not yet. But as he rises to stardom. But I do agree that Pac Floyd era, negotiations that was peak. You know what I mean? And I'm not a fanatic. I'm part of his team. I've been to Manny's house. I'm friends with his wife. I'm friends with his kids. And you know, we do accept he got knocked out by Marquez. We do accept Floyd outboxed him. But I'll say this about the Pac-Tards. What they cap for, they say, oh, Floyd ducked him for 5 years. Oh, Floyd was on roids on that fight. Manny's shoulder was injured. Marquez got him with a lucky punch. That's what the Pac-Tards will say. You know what I mean?
Right, so basically they make excuses. That basically those are excuses. That's what I'm hearing. Hey Marcus, what else? So you saying, repeat what you said again. You said Canelo Alvarez fan base. Have you received any like threats or online, or have what are some of the, like, without getting too vulgar, some of the give me some examples of what to back up what you're saying about Canelo Alvarez fans.
I mean, I give you one of my prime examples, man.
Fanatics. Sorry about that. Fanatics, not fans. Fanatics. It's a difference.
Yeah, fanatics, man. One of my examples was I have a brother that stays in San Antonio, right? Hello?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you, Marcus. Go ahead. Hey, okay, Marcus fell off. He has a bad connection. Are there any Tyson Fury fans in the building? I'm dead serious. Okay, sorry guys. Let me do this. Calling all Tyson Fury fans. If you are a fan of Tyson Fury, please step up right now. If you go around the internet saying there's only one Tyson Fury, please step on the panel right now. If you get upset when someone criticizes Tyson Fury for his lies and drinking and getting on coke and backing out of fights, and you want to represent Tyson Fury to clear the air, please step up on the panel. I'm gonna drop the link again. There's a saying that's going on here in America from Deontay Wilder fans, and I have to kind of agree with it right now. They say that Tyson Fury does not have fans. They only have Deontay Wilder haters. As of right now, this saying is true. No one wants to come on the panel to represent Tyson Fury. Nobody. So, this is your last call for alcohol. Please come on the panel or forever hold your peace. Say what you need to say. You know what I mean? Say what you need to say. This one guy said that you should do a poll. You should put up a poll instead of call in to get the truth. I will do a poll, but if you're not gonna come up here, sir, Otter, I will do a poll. But right now we're not doing the poll. Right now we're doing the show. You know what I mean? So apparently Tyson Fury don't have any fans.
Yeah, that's true. It's really just Deontay Wilder haters. Fury don't really got a fan base like that. He did build some after that first and second Wilder fight, but before that, he didn't really have a fan base like that. Just saying.
All right, so I'm gonna scratch Tyson Fury out. I have a list of Canelo, Wilder, Joshua, Spence, Pac-Man, and Fury. Fury doesn't have any fans, so we're gonna scratch him out. Fury is off the list. Now, is there anyone that wants to? Oh, we have Joshua. We have Spence, Pac-Man, Wild. Okay, that's it. We got the 5 we need. Fury don't have any goddamn fans. So, sorry to Gypsy King. You don't get respect in your own country from what you said. You don't get the respect. You feel underappreciated in the UK. And apparently, you might be right because no one wants to represent for you. And you don't have any fans over here in America. You just have Deontay Wilder haters. So, if you are a Tyson Fury fan, fanatic, you upset with what I'm saying, hey, you guys are not coming on. Don't get mad at me. You didn't want to come on. That's fine. I will do a poll. Though. I will do a poll, but I'm not going to do it now. Not going to do it now. So I just want to bring that to you. So guys, listen, man, I'm going to continue the show, but I just want to, Lisa, is there anything else you want to say, sis? Lisa, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. About Tyson Fury.
Yeah, just we're going on. I'm gonna say I'm not gonna end the show, but just to do anything, talk anything you want to talk as it relates to just the topic, the subject matter.
I don't know why.
Fanatics.
I don't know why his fans wouldn't come on, but for whatever reason. But I will say this as far as Earl Spence. I noticed his ascension through the with the Mayweather thing. You know, with the when they did the Mayweather was sparring him or whatever.
Right.
And he was already coming up the ranks, you know. And I would see him like on PBC, you know, fights like undercards. So, you know, like him calling out Keith Thurman and everything. And then that fight never happened for, you know, it never materialized. And Earl's just building his, you know, star power. And you know, going over there to England and winning, you know what I mean? So he's just been building his brand thus
Yeah,
far.
yes.
But his fan base, you know, they okay, but they very you know, they ride for him.
Yeah, they
They
do.
ride
They
for
do.
him.
They do.
Only time I
Demetrius.
see them really go at it is with Bud fans. It used to be with Keith, but Keith
Yeah.
didn't have that fan base like Spence does, you know.
Yeah, that is true. I remember that, Lisa. Demetrius said Fury has fans, but not wanting to argue on the panel. This is not an argument. You don't hear anyone arguing on the panel. I'm just asking you. You know, we just want you to give your opinion. But this is, with all due respect, sir, I got a great deal of respect for you. But this is an excuse because no one on the panel is arguing. Everyone on the panel has different views on as it relates to different fighters. If you don't want to come on, that's fine. I'm not going to be upset with you for not coming on. You know what I mean? But no one on the panel is arguing, sir. So I totally disagree with that. If you don't want to come on, that's fine. Jonathan, what's going on, fam? Which fight are you calling about? Jonathan, are you there?
Fury.
Fury. So are you a Fury fan?
I'm a Fury fan, yeah.
All right, go ahead, brother.
Yeah,
from your
the
experiences,
UK.
Yes, sir. You're from the UK. Good. That's what I'm talking about, man. I had to scratch Fury off the list. So, from your experiences, which fighter has the most fanatical fan base?
I'd say Wilder fans, just because the violence side of it.
Wilder fans because of the violence, and that's all you have to interject as it relates to that.
I'd say Wilder.
Okay, you say Wilder. Hey, you got to turn your TV down in the background. I can hear the echo. All right, so.
Oh yeah, sorry.
You Joshua, yeah, sorry, but that's so not Joshua. So you are a Fury fan, and you say Wilder because of the violence.
Yeah, I think it's more like a cult with the Wilder thing.
So now I will say this now. Well, hey DJ, let me ask you a question. Do you feel like Fury has a cult-like following? Oh, I know you saying that Fury don't even have fans. So, but do you
I don't. Fury ain't got no fans for real, man. They got Deontay Wilder haters. Because if so, they wouldn't have had to comp so many tickets when he had to fight Tom Schwartz. When he fought Tom Schwartz and Otto Wallin, nobody was checking for Tyson Fury before he fought Deontay Wilder. Nobody brought up his name. None of that. He wasn't even part of the equation. Nobody was like, "Hey man, Tyson, come on back, man. We miss you." All that. Well, none of that, man. He don't have fans. He has Deontay Wilder haters.
And over here in America, I do hear that a lot. Jonathan. Jonathan, let me ask you a question. You're from the UK. Yesterday I had an article up with Tyson Fury. He did an interview a couple of days ago. He was saying that he doesn't feel appreciated in the UK for his accomplishments that he achieved in the sport of boxing, and this is why he likes to fight in the United States. Is there a reason why? Not getting off topic, but it's tying into what I'm saying. Is there a reason why that you feel, being a Tyson Fury fan, why Tyson Fury feels like he doesn't get the respect or the appreciation that he felt like he deserved for what he's accomplished in the sport of boxing in the UK?
Most definitely. The thing about Tyson is, with him being a gypsy, it's a class thing. It's not a race thing. It's a class thing. They're seen as lower class. So the media is against the gypsies from the start. When he beat Klitschko, he got nothing. He got no recognition for it. The media didn't do anything for him. He never got no awards or anything. So it's been against him from the start.
let me ask you a question, because this pulls up another question. Do you think that the reason why Tyson Fury feels unappreciated or doesn't get the respect from what he's accomplished in the sport of boxing in the UK, do you think it could be because of his antics? I'm gonna give you a perfect example. Tyson Fury doesn't take, I feel like he doesn't take the sport of boxing serious because once he retired and he had the mental health issues, he got a lot of sympathy for that. But then he got on alcohol, got on drugs. Then Tyson Fury is known for lying. And I'm not making this up. I have videos where he said, one pops out in particular is the MTK Global event, IFL TV interview, where Tyson Fury says that, hey, you just never know with me whether I'm lying or telling the truth, because when I'm telling the truth, people think I'm lying, and when I'm lying, people think I'm telling the truth. What I always hear from even people from the UK, they say that Tyson Fury, he plays a lot of head games. He's the only time, every time Tyson Fury lips move, he's telling a lie. You see what I'm saying? So my question is, not to be long with it, my question is, do you think that the reason why he doesn't get the respect that he feels like he deserves is because of his outside of the ring antics? Because the people of the UK do not feel like he represents the sport or represent people from the UK the way they feel like they should be represented because of all of his antics?
To be honest, the antics, it don't really help the situation. But from the beginning, he never had a chance. Before he did any antics, he was already struck off and nobody gave nothing about him. He said something about Sonny Liston yesterday. When Sonny Liston came back off the plane after winning the championship and nobody was there, the same thing happened to Tyson Fury. So before it even started. But it doesn't help that he is the way he is. I like to say that Fury uses words like feints. He says things to keep his opposition second guessing.
So basically, you saying when he lie, what do you mean? He says things to keep his opposition. Could you clarify? Jonathan, could you clarify that, please?
Antics, that don't help. To the antics and the lying and the whatever, that don't help nothing. I admit that.
Okay.
But I'm still a Fury fan, through and through. I was a Fury fan even when he was 300 pounds and not fighting. I still knew he'd come back. The guy's got talent, and that's what I like to see.
Yeah, he does have talent. He does. I can't take that from him. So this is a Fury fan saying it's Wilder because so we have so far, guys, we have 4 that says Wilder has the most fanatical fan base, and I'm trying to be fair. I want to have everybody speak. You know what I mean? So far we have 4. We have 2 for Canelo. We have 1 for Pac-Man. We have 0 for Spence and 0 for Joshua, and 0 for Fury. so far everyone is saying so far it's slighted towards Wilder as having the most fanatical fan base today. Gamo, what do you you out there in LA? Hold on, look like we have someone else. Let's see who else we got. Damn, I can't see. Who the hell is this? Excuse me, guys. I'm trying to see who the hell is this at the bottom. All right, there we go. Hold on. Marcus. Oh, Marcus is back. And D Nice. Who is D Nice? Okay. Marcus, you back. You back from you represent Houston. You represent Houston, Texas, right, brother?
Nah, man, I'm out of Dallas, man.
All right, you out of Dallas. That's right. Okay, Dallas. Okay, all right. Well, brother from Dallas. Okay. Hold on. We got a new one, D Nice. So we know you went Arrow. D Nice. Where you calling from, fam?
Cleveland, Ohio. I've been listening to the show for a while, man. I've been on a couple panels with Sheldon Moore, and shout out to Lisa Bell.
D Nice, what's going on, fam? From your experience, which fighter that's out on the board, which fighter do you think has the most fanatical fan base from your experience?
From my experience today, I would say Wilder fans. Well, the Fanatics.
Wilder fans. Why you say that?
It's the level of nonsense that they give credence to. It doesn't surprise me at this point, man. I done heard some of the wildest things come from them fans as far as shooting people and killing, and it just don't make any sense. And then when they run the pro-black narrative, it always falls short because of the holes they poke in Wilder's story. You're so pro-black, but you still got the white man working for you. You gave a white man an opportunity. So you say you blessed him and put food on his table instead of a black man. You've known he was a cheater since the first fight. Well, you knew he was a cheater before the first fight, but you chose to fight him. You knew he cheated after the first fight. You chose to fight him again. You say he cheated in the second fight, yet you choose to fight him one more time. All while shitting on Anthony Joshua, Dillian White, and any other black fighter that comes across that his fans don't deem worthy to fight him. Prior to Wilder's fans, it was the Pacquiao fans.
Pacquiao, yeah. Yep. Yeah, I heard a lot about that about the Pacquiao fans. But I remember that on the street. So I wasn't on YouTube then, D-Nice, but I'm telling you, I remember this on the street. Pacquiao Mayweather. Yeah, Pacquiao Mayweather, yeah. Yeah.
I'm not continue.
Go ahead.
I'm a Crawford guy. Like that's the one I back against anybody else. But I'm a fan of Fences and I'm a fan of Fury. Now I'm a fan of Fury because Fury in my eyes do a lot of bullshit. I'm aware of him lying, I'm aware of him cheating, I'm aware of all that. None of that concerns me. I am more concerned with what these guys do in the ring because I don't know these people. I don't have emotional attachments to these people. And if they lose, I'm disappointed if the guy I was rooting for loses, but I don't lose any sleep. And that's it. It just goes to that level with me. Like I'm not attached to these guys. So I root for Fury and I'm not a Wilder hater. Wilder turned me from a fan with the way he handled his loss. You got beat, and it was plain and simple as that. There was no hidden motives. There was no ulteriors. There was nothing else. And everything that he said, he didn't prove. And then you continue to carry on with this. And then even with the narrative that was spun, it didn't seem like it was genuinely from Wilder. It seemed like Wilder let the Alphabet Boys build up the narrative, and then he chimed in. Because if you think back, Wilder went on Zero Dark 30 for about a month. And then when the story had built up and all these cheating allegations that came about, that's when he came out with that video with the ominous music and the scripted speech that he had written down. And it's just a bunch of nonsense, man. But as far as Fury go, Fury just do what he want to do. And I like guys that do that. Fury say, fuck you. What you gonna do? You still gonna fight me? I'll postpone it and we still gonna fight. What you gonna do?
So basically you're saying that Wilder won, and then you also said Manny Pacquiao back in the day. But as of right now today, it's not Manny Pacquiao fans. For you, it's Wilder. Wilder fans. Not fans.
Yeah, definitely Wilder.
Fanatics. Not fans, fanatics. There's a difference.
The fanatic. Right.
Okay. All right. Now you're calling from Cleveland, Ohio, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So right now, guys, it's five for Wilder. So far, Wilder's pulling away right now. Canelo has 2. Now, I'm surprised ain't nobody say, but no, I'm not surprised now. DJ hit the nail right on the head. Fury, where's Jonathan? Jonathan, you're still here. So, Jonathan says Wilder. You said Wilder, and
I'd
four
like
more
to ask
people
a question, Coach, when you're done, please.
Go ahead, Troy. Go ahead.
Okay, I see, because I heard something, and I just want to clarify. So now we've heard that Fury isn't anything. He's never anything. He has no fans and all that. Why did this man purposely go seek him out then and bless him with not 1 fight, not 2 fights, but 3 fights? He knew he was a cheater prior to that. He knew he was 400 pounds, obese, and yada, yada, yada. So why did he bless a fighter like that with a fight when he had Joshua? He had White. He had Parker. He had Chisora. He couldn't bless one of them. Why did he seek him out? And I keep hearing the man has no fans, which I'm not a fan of his. So I'll agree with that. But can somebody tell me, if he had no fans, he's a cheater, and he's just this terrible guy, why did your man go bless him 3 times with fights? What's the use of him?
Can I speak on that, Coach?
Okay, go ahead, because I get that.
Yeah,
Can I
man.
just say, I actually
I
like
believe.
Wilder for that.
Wait, hold
I
on. We gotta
believe
one at a
Wilder.
time.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just say that.
Okay, Jonathan, I think that's you. Go ahead, Jonathan, and then I'm gonna let the next person go to
I just
chime
want
on
to
that.
say
What you got to say,
that I
Jonathan?
thank Wilder for that. Wilder gave Fury the chance.
You said you thank Wilder for giving Fury a
I'm just
chance?
saying we thank Wilder for that. He gave Fury the chance. Fury was nowhere. He was getting nowhere. Most
Okay.
definitely.
Damn, you know what? You are the first.
Most definitely.
Listen, you the
Fury was
first.
fighting nobody. He was going nowhere.
You were the first Fury fan I ever heard said, I thank Deontay Wilder for giving me a chance. DJ, are you surprised about that?
Yeah,
I've heard that before. Actually, I've heard that before from Tyson Fury himself. He's like, "Yeah, I appreciate it." Even after the first fight, Fury saying, "Yeah, I appreciate you giving me the chance because we know somebody else who wouldn't have." Now, I don't know who he was talking about. I think I got a good idea, but he was like, "I appreciate you giving me the chance." And when Troy brought up why did Wilder go seek him out, Wilder didn't seek him out. If you remember back in 2016, after one of Wilder's fights, I can't remember, I think it was the Spilka fight. Fury hopped in the ring, did his whole spiel. There's only one Tyson Fury. I'll beat you in your backyard, all that type of stuff. If y'all will remember that, that's why Deontay Wilder fought him. Because the negotiations with AJ at that time were going nowhere. Negotiations with Eddie Hearn were going nowhere. Deontay Wilder tried to fight AJ for 3 years, and AJ get knocked out by Andy Ruiz, kind of sidelined a lot of that stuff. So
okay, so all right.
Yeah,
So
that was gonna be.
Go ahead.
Personally, I don't think the AJ and Wilder fight is going to happen. I think there's going to be another Riddick Bowe, Lennox Lewis situation. I don't think they're ever going to fight, because if they were going to fight, they probably would have fought in 2017 or 2018 when they were supposed to. I don't think they're ever going to fight.
Okay, you don't think they're ever going to fight.
I have something to say.
Go ahead, Lisa.
When Fury was talking about coming back, Eddie offered him a deal, but he didn't take it. So I don't know what Tyson was saying. Nobody else is going to give him a chance, because that wasn't true.
Well, like he said, you don't know when I'm lying. You don't know when I'm telling the truth. But I do know that he sat there and thanked Deontay Wilder after the first fight and said, "I appreciate you for giving me an opportunity because nobody else would have."
No, but this is what I'm saying, DJ. I've never heard any fan of Tyson Fury ever say that. Not fan nor fanatic.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Nor fanatic. You see
I
what
thought
I'm
you
saying?
were just saying I've never heard that before. I was like, no, I've heard that before, but yeah, I've never heard one of his fans say it. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's shocking. You know what I mean? Because I never heard one of the fanatics say, "Man, I appreciate Deontay Wilder giving Fury an opportunity and blessing him." And but that is one of the criticisms, DJ. But let me thank you for addressing that. Troy, where you at? Troy, what you go ahead and say what you wanted to say, brother. You was going to say something.
I'm just confused because Wilder didn't seek him out, but he did. But so Tyson sought him out?
Yeah, Tyson Fury.
I'm about to say, Coach, I sent you that clip. It was like 5 years ago.
No, DJ. Not DJ. Troy. No, Tyson Fury did call Wilder out. He called him out. He did call him out, and he said he'll come
that time in the ring and then Wilder said he's going to baptize him. You talking about that?
No, I think when Fury came out of retirement, he was calling Wilder out. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but he was calling Wilder out the entire time. His plan was, it seems that, hey, in order for me to get back in the mix, I need to, because I guess apparently he wasn't going nowhere with Anthony Joshua. So he needed to try to make himself back relevant again. He called out Wilder but even before his first fight when he came back in 2018. And go ahead.
I'm sorry, Coach, because I was gonna say White been calling him out. Obviously, White has a fan base in the UK, so why didn't he fight White? White is not on drugs. White is not known as a cheater. White didn't have all no problems.
Okay.
So
I'm
wondering why he didn't give White that opportunity, because he could have came to England and all that fight would have been huge. So why didn't he give that fight to White and bless him? Bless him.
Because he was chasing Anthony Joshua. He said it in the ring. Kings don't chase kings. I mean, kings don't chase peasants. They chase kings. I want Joshua. Why would I fly halfway across the world to fight Dillian White, somebody at that time who AJ had already knocked out?
And why would you fly halfway across the world to go sign a cheetah?
It's AJ. Huh?
Go ahead. One at a time. He never took.
And AJ should have taken the Luis Ortiz fight before Wilder beat him.
Hey, but DJ, check this out. Check this out. I will say this.
Okay. But what you're saying is like you're saying the reverse of you're saying he shouldn't take why would he go over there to kings chase kings and not a peasant? But now you're saying AJ should have took the Ortiz fight. That makes no sense.
No, I'm saying that if we're gonna do it one way, we could do it the other way. If AJ fans are gonna say that Wilder should have taken the White fight, then AJ should have taken the Luis Ortiz fight.
I was talking about White. I was talking about Wilder should have took the AJ fight or whatever. That's what I was saying.
AJ didn't want to make the fight. Well, Eddie, I'm not gonna say AJ. I'm gonna say Eddie Hearn, because there's paperwork out there where Eddie Hearn turned down that $50 million guarantee. I don't think AJ's turning down $50 million. They offered Deontay the zone. Offered Deontay Wilder. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you talk.
Did you see the paperwork, sir?
Did I see it? No.
Yeah. Okay.
Do we see any of these offers, or is it all just what we hear? Do we see any of these offers?
But see, that's the thing. That's the thing, though. DJ and Lisa. The thing is I remember this like it was yesterday, right? Wilder came on the video. Yeah, I sent you $50 million. Okay, we know Wilder didn't have $50 million because he didn't even have a net worth of that much money. So I remember him saying he sent the contract. Shelly Finkel saying they got 24 hours to sign it or agree to it. Eddie Hearn saying, I need to see proof of funds. We need to see exactly what's going on with this offer. You know what I mean? I'm not, and guess what? I'm trying to be as objective as possible. It's the same thing Tyson Fury said with Anthony Joshua. I need to see proof of funds before I sign anything, right? So Fury said the same thing. So, you send an offer coming from Wilder, a fighter. Not Al Heyman or nothing. This is a fighter saying, I'm going to send you $50 million. He didn't even have a net worth of $50 million at that time 3 years ago. He said, I'm sending you $50 million. You got 24 hours to accept it. So I kind of, you know what I mean? To be fair about that don't seem right to me. You know what I mean? So you got to look at the offer, see if it's a real offer, find out do they have proof of funds. Other than that, it was just cap to me. You know what I mean? And all due respect to Wilder, but that was cap. No fighter says I'm gonna send you this and you got 24 hours to sign. It doesn't work that way.
Yes, sir. And coach, just real quick, right? I think the words that were used that kings don't chase peasants. So how many kings does Wilder have on his resume? How many kings has he beaten?
You know what I like?
You can only beat who they put in front of you.
Yeah, I'm about to say I like this discussion. Like I said, I don't really get into the resume talk because we can poke holes in everybody's resume. We could also say, how does Eddie Hearn overpay Joseph Parker to get that belt when he and Deontay Wilder were already in negotiations to talk? Joseph Parker was here at one of Deontay Wilder's fights. They were talking about unifying. Same thing with Charles Martin. Now, I'm gonna tell you how you can manipulate the ranking. You can manipulate the rankings to make this person your mandatory, that person your mandatory, whatever. It's crazy how Abney Yildirim became Canelo's mandatory after being off for 2 years and getting knocked out in his previous fight. So you can manipulate the rankings however you want to be. So when people say AJ's beating all these top 10 fighters, it's crazy how Luis Ortiz is not ranked.
Okay,
in certain sanctioning bodies, he's not ranked at all.
Okay,
that's crazy to me. And the man can't get a fight. So you tell me why that makes sense.
Okay, sir. I simply asked you how many kings has Wilder beat. I didn't need the rest of the stuff. I didn't need a soliloquy. I just need you to answer my question, please, sir. Thank you.
Kings are what you make them.
Well,
To me, he
as
beat
of
all the
now,
fighters nobody else wanted to fight.
Go ahead, Marcus. What you said?
I mean, he said how many kings is on Wilder's resume. And you asked a question a while ago, Coach, about the Wilder and Fury situation.
Yes,
Man,
sir.
Wilder had to go and pull Fury up because all of the back and forth with man, I wouldn't even say AJ, man, Eddie Hearn. Like he didn't want to make the fight. Eddie Hearn and his daddy came out and said we got an 8-year plan for Joshua, and Wilder's not in that plan. Like, what kind of shit is this? This man holds the WBC title. How can he not be in the plans for 8 years? Sound like to me you're trying to wait the man out. So he had to go. Him and Fury get together. They make the fight. 2 fights going on the third. I just feel like with AJ fans, man, they don't see the obvious. You know, I'm not saying it's AJ. To me, it's more of Eddie Hearn. You know, he don't want to put AJ in them situations, man. He don't want AJ. He don't want to put AJ in with Wilder because it's not going to be pretty. AJ's a great boxer. I give him that, but he's too robotic. He getting knocked out in 3 rounds, man.
And who has Wilder beat that's on the level of Joshua?
I seriously doubt that, Marcus.
Louis Ortiz.
Oh, who is Louis Ortiz? Tell me what is so great about him, please.
Louis Ortiz is the fighter nobody wanted to fight. Louis Ortiz is the fighter that none of the heavyweights wanted to fight.
I have 7 million reasons to tell you that is not true. 7 million.
Okay. Listen, guys. Listen. We're gonna get a kind of round of applause.
Stop with the bullshit.
Hey, we got Master on boxing in the building. Hey, Master,
they wouldn't have thrown him in there with people like Klitschko and all that, with a novice or whatever, and all of them people. I know Klitschko was older and all that, but just stop with the nonsense. Just stop.
This is true, Lisa. This is true, and check this out.
This is all bullshit, and I'm calling it out.
The only reason Andy Ruiz got the fight with AJ right here at the Garden in New York City is because Louis Ortiz turned it down.
That's not true.
His team.
That's not true. He was about to fight Jarrell Big Baby Miller. That's why he came to New York to fight a fighter from New York.
Understand that, but the first person
we know what happened.
Offered the money was Louis Ortiz and his team, Louis de Cubas Jr. and others. I don't know who else is in the team, but they turned it down, and that's why Andy Ruiz stepped in. It was offered to Louis Ortiz before it was offered to Andy Ruiz.
Facts.
They didn't turn it down, bro. They tried to leverage their position. That's all it was. They wanted more money.
That's turning their original offer down.
They tried to leverage the situation.
Well,
they tried to leverage the situation.
Whatever the case was, Andy Ruiz stepped in, took the money that was offered to Ruiz, knocked out AJ, and made himself a very rich man and got himself a rematch.
Okay, can I say something, Coach?
Go ahead,
D.
Now, I wanted to touch on the guy who was saying about Eddie Hearn not wanting to put AJ in there with Wilder. Hey, we got Master on my mic. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, what's that noise in the
background? Got a lot of background.
They wouldn't have thrown him in there with people
like Klitschko and all that. Wilder is on record between the first and the second fight at turning down an Anthony Joshua fight for more money. Everything else was in the past. This is the final update. He turned down the fight to fight Fury again in the second fight, according to Wilder.
Yeah, Wilder did say that he was offered more money to fight Anthony Joshua, but he chose to fight Tyson Fury because he was a man of his word. So that is what he said. He did say that.
Okay, let me ask you this: was this before or after the second fight? Well, was this before the second fight?
Before the second fight.
Before the second fight?
Yes.
Okay. The second fight happened in 2020, right? Before the second Fury fight. The second Fury fight happened in 2020. I'm sorry. Can you tell me what happened in 2019? Because I remember Anthony Joshua getting knocked out by Andy Ruiz and then rematching him that later that year. So I'm confused as to where he turned down all this money. I know what he said, but I'm confused as to when that fight was supposed to happen.
All right, hold on, guys. Hold on, guys. Let me address this super chat. Shout out to Lady Shan for dropping out quarter of a dub on your boy. That $2 pound.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Lady Shan said Wildets just cap. What the F is Ortiz? He beat nobody. Yeah, they do look at Ortiz's resume as being kind of delicate. Shout out to Mercy Grace for dropping that.
Resume is delicate. Pulev's resume is delicate. Like, come on, man.
Hold on, DJ. Hold on. Shout out to Mercy Grace for dropping that quarter of a dub on your boy.
Super chat.
All right. Mercy Grace says, whoever is holding the WBC heavyweight belt holds onto it like a golem in Lord of the Rings. Oh, okay. Calling it their precious. I believe AJ would take Wilder personally. We want to see the fight. I want to see the fight, to be honest with you. But
yeah, I want to see it. I just don't believe it'll happen, man. I really lost all heart for that fight. I really don't think it's gonna happen. I would love to see it. Take my money right now. I just don't think it'll happen.
Okay, so let me get this straight. I want to let Lisa finish up. And let Maestro talk. So it's your opinion, DJ, that Anthony Joshua doesn't want Eddie Hearn doesn't want the fight. And of course, you believe that Wilder will watch Anthony Joshua. And Lisa Lisa's saying something totally different. Like, nah, this is a bunch of hogwash. That's not true. Yada 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 yada. And I've been hearing this for a while, so I get it.
Yeah, and the reason I say that is because we didn't hear any of that rhetoric that AJ was spinning. It was like, it's not about the man with the belt, it's about the belt. We didn't hear none of that until after Deontay Wilder lost.
Okay,
I'm gonna say me. I didn't hear any of that until after Deontay Wilder lost. It became all about the belt after Deontay Wilder lost the belt to Tyson Fury in that second fight.
All right, Maestro.
That's when I started hearing all that rhetoric.
Maestro, I'm gonna let you. Go ahead, DJ. No, go ahead, DJ. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
But yeah, I was just, when people bring up Deontay Wilder, said I was offered more money to fight AJ, and this was before the second Fury fight.
Yes, sir.
I'm curious I just asked people, when was that fight supposed to happen? Because in 2019, they fought early 2020, the second fight, Wilder and Fury. In 2019, AJ got knocked out by Ruiz and then rematched him later that year. So I'm trying to figure out, when was that fight supposed to happen?
Well, I think a lot of people are saying truthful things on both sides, and I think it's just the timelines that are getting kind of messed up, because reportedly Deontay Wilder turned down a 9-figure DAZN offer, and that was reported in March 18th, 2019. So I'm assuming that the people that are talking about the offer that was much bigger, or that Deontay was talking about, he was referring to that, which would have been before the Brazil fight, if memory serves me correctly.
Okay, that DAZN deal, he asked for one thing. He was like, okay, throw Dillian White in there. Sure, I'll fight Dillian White. Eddie Hearn, DAZN came out and admitted that they flubbed up the deal. Let's go ahead and put that out there. Sir. They came out and said they flubbed up the deal. They messed it up. They wanted him to fight Dillian White. He said, cool, give me AJ on the back end. Eddie Hearn said, hell no. That's not fair to AJ. He said that.
Yeah, okay, hold on, guys.
Now, you talking about the DAZN? Hold up. You talking about the DAZN deal, right? Are you talking about the DAZN deal, DJ?
Yes.
That, first of all, Eddie Hearn removed himself from the equation, so I don't know what you're talking about. He removed himself from that whole thing, and they dealt with John Skipper or whatever. That's what I remember. And John Skipper said that he didn't well, when it came out in the media or whatever, he said he didn't go about it the right way, maybe develop relationships or whatever. Like I from what I got, maybe they just wanted to get this fight over with, and Wilder wanted to know what AJ was making. So Eddie Hearn was not in that equation, if I remember. He removed himself from that meeting, possibly. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Let me do this. I know I I got something on this. Hold on, Kid. Shout out to Kid for dropping that quarter of a dub on your boy. He said the honor was before the first Ruiz fight. The honor, I don't know what you mean by that. But yeah, I appreciate the super chat. The honor, I guess you mean that the offer. The offer was before.
I think you mean the offer.
The offer. Okay. So I do have a DJ. I do have a video. I can't play it because of copyright reasons, but I do have a video to where right after that the zone deal was Wilder turned the zone deal down. He was getting interviewed, and Shelly Finkel was standing right next to him.
Yeah, I know interview you talking about.
Yeah, you remember that?
I know interview you talking about.
You remember that? So Shelly Finkel clarified the record saying that the deal was good. It was a legit deal, but Wilder, they have other plans for him. He was going to stick with Showtime. You know, he believed in loyalty. And he said something on the sort that he thinks that they turned the fight down because, as I have it right here, because they feel like that the deal between him and Joshua can be more money. They can make more money in the long run. So Wilder decided to bet on himself for what Shelly Finkel was saying. And I'm gonna drop the link on here, guys, so you guys can see it. And
Coach, I could drop the link to you from the ESPN article, right? It goes over the two deals that were purportedly offered. The first one, it says, was for 3 fights worth $100 million. The first would have been a $20 million payday to fight Brazil this spring. This is back in 2019.
Right.
And the second fight would have been $40 million to fight Joshua in the fall for the undisputed title, with the third fight being an immediate rematch with Joshua for another $40 million. And then it said there was a second offer. A source, it said, would have paid Wilder $20 million for Brazil, plus $40 million for Joshua, a $20 million fight against another to-be-determined opponent, followed by a $40 million rematch with Joshua in a fourth fight. So I could drop the link in the private chat.
You got that from where? You got that from where?
ESPN.com.
Okay, ESPN is also the same network that announced the Wilder and Joshua fight back in 2018. So I don't trust their boxing reporting at all. I mean, it's okay if you do, but I don't.
No,
they reported a lot of false facts throughout the year. They also reported that the Fury and Joshua fight was done.
Yeah,
so I don't trust them when it comes to reporting on boxing.
I would agree with you. I'm just telling you where people are getting the information that they have and the views that they have. The source for that, like the source. ESPN's done a lot of dirty shit, especially Dan Rafael, who was the writer of this article. In terms of bad mouthing one of my favorite fighters all time, Rigo, who I think was just thrashed by ESPN. So I'm with you. I'm just telling you what was reported in the media. That's all.
Hey guys, he got a link. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. This is the link right here. Let me repaste it so I can make it a lot clearer. This is the link right here. Start from the HTTPS. Here's the link when Deontay Wilder turned down the DAZN deal. Shelly Finkel was standing right next to Deontay Wilder, and you can hear it directly from Shelly Finkel's mouth. So forget ESPN. DJ, I get what you're saying. You don't trust ESPN. Okay, well, I think maybe you'll trust Shelly Finkel, since that is Deontay Wilder's manager, and you can hear exactly what he said. But let me But that's all I have to say on that. Go ahead, brother.
Coach, I think like when all of that came out about the zone deal and the zone, John Skipper coming out and saying, he felt like they could have went about it in a better way. I think the reason Deontay turned that fight down because everybody was saying that was a $200-300 million fight, and so in Wilder's eyes, with this contract. Y'all want me to sign this contract for 3 or 4 fights, and it's only panning out to $100 million. And if the fight is worth as much as they projecting it to be, why would I sign that contract?
Okay, all right. So
you can get more for the one fight with Joshua than fighting the 4 fights.
No, it wasn't 4 fights. It was just 3. He was going to get paid $20 million to fight Derek Brazil. And then he was going to get paid $100 million to fight Joshua twice, $50 million for the first fight and $50 million for the rematch.
Reportedly, there were 2 offers. That was one. The second one would have given him another $20 million to fight another opponent. But yeah, you're right, Coach.
Right. So I mean, this is what just I advise you guys to please just click on that link, and you can just hear Shelly Finkel say it himself. He broke it down. He confirmed the deal was legitimate. He did say everything was straight. They just decided to go in a different direction. Wilder was loyal to Showtime, and we know Showtime ended up dropping him. And you know, I don't know why they dropped him. I guess after the Dominic Brazil fight, and he said that they was going to bet on themselves. So, and he think that the fight can be more lucrative in the future. Just click on the link and you can hear what Shelly Finkel was saying. Because they asked, sorry about that.
Sorry.
When they asked Wilder in this interview, what you're going to see is they asked Wilder, and when they asked Wilder, Wilder looked directly at Shelly Finkel, and Shelly Finkel said, "I will answer that for him." You know what I mean? So, I've been sitting on this for a while, but I remember that. But you know, but go ahead. Sorry about that.
But that meeting, people don't understand. By him attending that meeting, he just wanted to see what was out there. Well, I'm not saying that I don't know what was in nobody's mind. By him seeing what was out there, the figures, his value rose from that.
Yeah.
100%. He got paid big time for the Brazil fight because he used the zone contract as leverage to get, I believe it was a matching offer of $20 million to face off against Dominic Brazil here in Brooklyn and in New York City.
Right.
Right. I mean, so we hearing two sides of the you know, not I want to say argument, but you know, just debate not even debate, but just disagreement as to relate to what happened with that deal. I think we kind of got to the bottom of who we think has the most. Oh yeah, that's what I want to ask you since you're here on Master No Boxing. Who has the most fanatical fan base in your opinion, from what you experience in the sport of boxing? Is it Canelo? Wilder Fanatics, Joshua Fanatics, Errol Spence Fanatics, Pac-Man Fanatics, or Tyson Fury Fanatics?
There was a time where I would have said Pac-Man,
right?
And those fans, believe it or not, got replaced by Triple G fans because these guys are just beyond crazy. I still get into debates with people, and he has a lot of people in the mainstream media that support him as well. Guys who still believe that he's like one of the greatest middleweights of all time. His past Monzon, Hagler, and Hopkins in middleweight title defenses. I've been in so many debates with that crew, but most recently, it's without question Deontay Wilder fans. And, you know, the fact that so many of them have been willing to throw Mark Breland under the bus is just evident to me how far they've gone over the cliff in terms of their blind will to support somebody doing just crazy sucker shit.
Well, we saying. Well, I want to clarify. I got what you're saying. You meant fanatics, but I got what you're saying. Because what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to separate, you know, fans from fanatics. Because you know how fanatics is. What I mean is, I'm not talking about the guys that are like some of the brothers here on this panel who root for Deontay Wilder to win. Right. I'm talking about the Jonestown crew that if he tells them to drink some Kool-Aid, regardless of what's in that Kool-Aid, they're just going to drink it, including if that means, you know, saying that Mark Breland, you know, Olympic gold medalist, 2-time world champion, 6 Hall of Fames, including one for the African-American athlete, ABA, boxer of the year. The accolades go on and on, that this man spiked Deontay Wilder's water. I mean, I'm getting into debates with people about this. They're like, whoa, you can't prove that he didn't do it. I mean, of course I can't prove that he didn't do it. Can you prove that he did it? I mean, it's nonstop, Coach. Okay, shout out to Lady Shan.
Yeah,
man.
that's exactly why I never got into that, Maestro. I never got into the whole spiking water thing because you can't prove a negative. You can't prove he didn't. So, you know, it's that's why I never got into it, man.
Or you can't prove he did, especially when you know, from what we've learned, both fighters got drug tests right after the fight, and there was nothing found in neither fighter's system.
No.
So unless now I've heard that, hey man, there's certain things that they test for. So whatever was in Wilder's system from Mark Breland, they didn't test for that. So that's how this is how far.
But if you were woozy, right? If you're feeling all woozy and your legs weren't underneath you, wouldn't you be demanding tests for those type of things?
Right. Hold on, let me get the super chat out the way. Shout out to Lady Shan for dropping that quarter of a dub on
Man,
your
you
boy.
gotta love Lady Chan, man.
Super chat received.
Lady Shan said, "What's in Wilder's eyes? Wilder don't know you exist." So, DJ, I don't know who she's addressing that to.
She talking to me. It's okay though. It's okay though. I know all about Lady Chan. Some things I probably should know about Lady Chan, but I know all about Lady Chan.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Karma Serene said we can prove that Mark Breland, I guess he's saying, didn't spike Deontay Wilder's water bottle because the test came back clean. So
yeah, and I've always said that, like, the whole thing with him and Mark Breland, like, I don't mind him firing Mark Breland for whatever reason. He may feel he feels the way he feels. I don't mind that he did that. What I care about is that we know about it. We should have never known about it.
Right.
We should have never known about what happened between those two. Now, if you also believe the reports, their relationship wasn't the best at that time. Now, I'm not excusing whatever happened after that, but you hear stories like that, how, oh man, Mark Breland said, oh, he don't listen to me no more. He does what he wants to. So it came to a point to where those guys, their relationship had gotten to a point where it couldn't continue. And Mark Breland throwing in the towel for him was the final nail in the coffin.
That's
fine. Like, okay, I'm ready to move on now. You've taken me as far as you can take me, and I'm just ready to move on. I don't, like I said, I never got into the whole spike water. I didn't even get into the whole gloves thing. But what I'm saying is we should have never known about that. That should have never came out.
You're right, and I agree with you. You want to fire him for throwing in the towel? Fire him for throwing in the towel. Do it behind closed doors. You know, you need to interview about this, but the bridge too far for me. I mean, we're talking about Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner stuff. You know, you're going way off the cliff when you're bringing in Mark Breland and the spiking water. That was it for me.
Hey,
but people hated Wilder long before that, though, man. It's been an ongoing thing ever since he said he wanted to catch a body. That's when a lot of fans was like, and before that it was, oh, he can't box, he just fights crazy. So it's always been something why fans didn't like him.
Don't nobody hate Wilder. It's a lot of fighters that get hate.
Yeah, I agree, but I'm just speaking of the narratives. I agree with you. Everybody don't hate him. It's just I'm just telling you the narratives that were out there about him. So before it was Mark Breland,
well, look at all the AJ narratives.
It was he wants to catch a body. Before it was he wants to catch a body. It was he doesn't have any boxing skill. He fights crazy. So it was always something.
No, okay, hold on. I got something I got to cover. Listen, now, Mark, let me get the super chat out of the way before I forget. Shout out to Lady Shan for dropping that $2.99 super chat, $1.99 super chat pound on your boy. We just gonna say a quarter of a dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat.
All right, DJ, she at you.
Playtime.
Yeah, DJ, you know me. We don't believe you. That's Lady Shan. But hold on. Let's go to the next one. Con Shonery says that not only is the water inspected by the commission before the fight, the fighters are drug tested after the fight. Yes, that is true. Now, DJ, this is a question. So I'm gonna let you go, Lisa. Mark Breland saved his life. That's taking me to something else. Go ahead, Lisa. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah.
No, I was saying Mike Tyson has said some wild stuff in the past too. You know, but me personally, I didn't like the comment that he said only because after seeing a fighter die in the ring, when Emil Griffin fought Benny Perrette Jr., I think that's what his name, and it was just so painful to see that. So, you know, and I know these gladiators, they say different things, but to actually see that, I could never watch that fight again. It was a very painful watch. It's an old fight. I can't remember from what, huh?
Nah. Yeah, I remember that fight as well. Lisa, I don't want to see that. I just don't wish that on nobody. But
yeah, that was real painful to watch that. And I was like, just don't know. You know, you don't want to put that, you know, that energy out there speaking it, because, you know, like people who have done that, they were never the same. Like, look at the guy, was it Mike Perez? When he fought that guy, he was a heavyweight, and then he went down to light heavyweight or something. Cuban fighter, and I forgot the guy's name. He was just never the same fighter after that.
Okay, so let's address this because I got a couple things I want to address. Now, this brother here says about Mark Breland. Had he not thrown in the towel, Kenny Bailey stated he was seconds away from stopping the fight anyway. Wilder's delusional. If he believes he'd be allowed to down his shield. Now, I want to address this. I don't agree that no fighter, it sounds good and tough, but Deontay Wilder is a very rich man, very wealthy man. He has a wife and kids at home. No man is going to tell me I'd rather die. You hear boxers say this shit all the goddamn time, but that's cap. Now, I'm not talking about Wilder. I'm saying just any fighter, whether it's Wilder, Arturo Gatti. No man wants to die in the goddamn. I don't give a damn what. No, I'd rather die. You've heard fighters say this. Some of the best fighters have said this. I even heard Tyson say this. It's crazy. Like, I bet your wife don't want to see you die. Your kids don't want to see you die. All for what? Ego? Some days it's just not your day. You see what I'm saying? So I will say that. That's one. Two, I've spoken to, and I agree with you, DJ. I have no problem with Wilder firing Mark Breland. It happens all the time in the sport of boxing. The only problem, where I fell out with Wilder at was when he not forget the firing, but the things he said about Mark Breland. Mark Breland is a very quiet guy. He doesn't say shit. He doesn't talk much. And I think that he was very vile and in the spirit in which he said it, like, yo, man, I believe he spiked my water, this and that. And I spoke with Tommy Brooks, Hall of Fame trainer. He's trained Vander Holyfield, Mike Tyson. He's trained Junior Jones, Pernell Whitaker. He's trained some champions, Hall of Fame fighters. And he said, man, I know Mark Breland very well. He said, why would he do that? He said, Mark Breland has a very good reputation in the sport of boxing. He said he would never do nothing like that. Why would he want his own fighter to lose? How does he benefit from that? I have never heard an explanation from that, right? Not from you, DJ, but I'm saying from the people who run with these narratives. I've spoken with Buddy McGirt. Buddy McGirt said the exact same thing. Like, nah, man, Mark Breland. Like, I spoken to it was the fighter who knocked Mark Breland out, gave him his first loss. This is the guy who fought against Mark Breland. He said, hell no, Mark Breland would never do nothing like that. Everybody, Hasim Rockman I spoke to, he said the same goddamn thing. Corey Chop Corley, he said the same thing. I'm like, Junior Jones, like
Briggs, he said the same thing. He's also from Brooklyn, New York, just like Mark Breland. It's nobody in boxing believes this.
Right. So again, DJ, I'm with you on that.
I don't know if they believe it, but I don't know if they really feel that way, but they say it, man. And you have MMA fighters like the middleweight champion Israel Adesanya going into this fifth round against Kelvin Gastelum for the interim title fight. I think 2 or 3 years ago, he looked across the ring going into the last round of the fight. And he told Kelvin Gastelum, "You're not about to beat me. I'm prepared to die."
Right. Yeah.
So, those guys probably feel like that in there, man.
Right. I get that. But another thing I want to say is this here. Before I let everyone else talk, Wilder said in the interview, and I have the interview where he actually said that, hey man, Fury tried to run from the trilogy. We got him back in the ring. He said, I thank God that we're going to get another opportunity to correct the wrong or right the wrong. And I said, being sarcastic, I said, yes, I understand you thanking God, Wilder. I say, but if it wasn't for Mark Breland, you wouldn't be here right now having the opportunity to thank God. Not saying he would have died in the ring, but Mark Breland was the main reason why you have another opportunity, in my opinion, to fight Tyson Fury for a third time. Because had he not thrown in the towel, the referee probably would have stopped it anyways, because in the 6th round, at the end of the 6th round, he walked over there. I have the Kenny Bates interview, and he said, hey, listen, you got to show me something. If you don't show me something, I'm going to stop the fight. He said that. So again, I think Mark Breland, they didn't get along. He fired him. That's fine. I have no problem with that.
Yeah, I'm about to say trainers get fired all the time.
Yeah. I ain't got no issue with that. I'm just saying, but why you dirty the man's name up? I have a problem with that. I still have a problem with that. I feel like Wilder should, since you dirtied his name up in public, you should give the man a public open apology. At least about that.
Got it.
Now whether y'all don't get along anymore or not, I have no issue with that. Just say, listen, man.
And here's where this comes in at, Coach. My bad, I'm not to cut you off.
Go ahead.
This is where this comes in at, right? For I just want one of these fighters that criticized Deontay Wilder for the Mark Breland thing. I just want one of those fighters to give Mark Breland a job. Since Mark Breland's reputation is so spectacular and he's such a great man, give him a job, man. Give him a job. That's it.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what Mark Breland is doing. So I
don't know if he's already in a camp or whatever.
Right. So shout out to Lady Shan for dropping that quarter of a dub on your boy.
Lady Shan cool, man. I like her. She's all right.
Lady Shan said, P.S. My first super chat wasn't aimed towards DJ. It was towards a guy who said in Wilder's eyes. But thanks, DJ. I'm popular. You supposed to know me. Hey, she feeling herself right now. Lady Shan, you feeling yourself?
Man.
You know what I mean? So listen, man, DJ, there's a lot of people in the chat that don't agree with you.
It's okay. I'm fine with that.
You know, a lot of people in the chat don't agree with you.
I've been reading it the whole time. I've seen some stuff.
Okay, absolutely, man. So
it's cool.
but as of right now, it's 6. You know, who has the wildest which fighter has the most fanatical fan base? Fanatical boxing fans. You know, boxing fan base in boxing right now today, and it's 6-0. Well, it's not. It's 6 Wilder, 2 Canelo, and 2 Manny Pacquiao. But I think they're talking about Manny Pacquiao from the past. None for Errol Spence, none for Joshua, surprisingly, and none for Tyson Fury. But that really surprised me. None for Tyson Fury, but. If you know, everybody said Fury don't
ain't got no fans, coach.
I'm trying to tell you, Tyson Fury ain't got no fans for real, man.
Hey, listen, hey, Maestro, what you think about this, man? What you think about the Tyson Fury not having any fans on?
Well, I mean, Tyson Fury, even in the UK, is a guy that people hate watch. So they watch him because they don't like him and because they want to see him lose. It's actually not that surprising. And look. I'm literally going off of engagements on social media and like engagements on when I'm on your channel or on the Boxing Voice, like I was on today, or when people come at me on my channel. Like I said, it was Triple G recently because that Pacquiao.
Really? Triple G, really?
Oh my God! Because look, if I say anything bad about Triple G, and I'm not I don't want to make this racial, but there's like a certain I hate to even use the word demographic because that word was used against my people. But let's just say that, you know, he gets a certain love in certain segments, right? And those people die hard for Triple G, you know. It's been a while since there was like a Kelly Pavlik type, who, by the way, I think is better than Triple G here in the United States. In that divisions. I think Jermaine Taylor's better than Triple G. I definitely think D-Hop's better than Triple G. But if I say this kind of stuff, I get people coming at me on social media. You know, my brother Hamed out there in the UK was in an argument with a guy that has a podcast. It's him and another guy. I forget what the name of the Boxing Rant is, what I think it's called. They were arguing with him because those guys are big Triple G guys. Triple G has a lot of fans, man. Excuse me, I've been a little sick the last week or so. And but putting him to the side, if I say anything about Fury, I don't get that heat coming my way. If I say anything about Canelo, yeah, he's got his people, but it's not as, you know, visceral and vicious as it is with the Wilder. Because the thing is with Wilder, now all of a sudden, like my whole identity, I'm like my race and like everything is coming into question. If I have anything to say about Deontay Wilder. So it goes to different extremes. You know what I mean?
Right. And that's what we're addressing, the fanatics. That's the definition of a fanatic. Yeah. Marcus, go ahead, brother. You've been waiting a long time.
Nah, man, I'm just enjoying the content being put out, man. But with my boy DJ, man, I think he hit it right on the head, man. I don't think Fury has any fans. They're mostly Wilder haters. That's my opinion. It is what it is. AJ, Lisa Bell still on her. I don't want her to jump on me, man, if I say something about AJ.
I don't care what you say. Hey,
AJ fans are reasonable, man. I can talk to
No,
him.
I don't care what you say about him, but it's just a lot of it is just just like, huh?
You know I gotta poke at you, sweetheart.
It's all good. I don't listen. At the end of the day, I don't know him. He ain't giving me no money. You say what you want to say, but I have the right to come back with. I try to come back with as much facts as I know. And if I don't know, I just don't say.
When you started taking up for AJ a while ago, I thought I was on the phone with my sister. She just likes looking at his pics.
Hey, hold on.
You know what? My wife kind of sweet on him too. She's like, "Ooh, you fine." Like, first of all, we not finna do that.
Hey, shout out to Y2. Shout out to Y2. Paul 2001 for dropping that quarter of a dub on your boy. Hey, I stole that from Blue. Come in your trap and take over your trap.
But the guys be taking up. I'm saying they take up for Wilder. Nobody had nothing to say about that.
All right, so
what you say, Lisa?
Go ahead, Lisa.
No, I'm saying a lot of the guys take up for Wilder and always put the shield on for him. So if I come in and say anything factual wise that I know about AJ, whatever, I'm just saying.
Hey,
Yeah,
shout out.
I like AJ fans. I can talk to y'all. It's fun going back and forth with AJ fans, man.
Hey, listen. Shout out to Y2K, man. He says, I was saying the exact same thing. Maestro was saying from Pac to Triple G to Wilder fans, 100% agree with him. Yes, Triple G. Yeah,
Triple
I remember
G,
that.
That surprises me. That
was crazy. I remember that.
It surprises me. Okay, because I
we
all
all
know Triple G is a certified duck. It's just that's crazy. I didn't know he had fans like that.
You gotta understand the level to which these guys will go. They literally had ESPN and other major outlets talking about how he beat B-Hop's record for all-time middleweight defenses.
Oh man!
When he hadn't come close to Marcone or Hegler, like they were literally counting interim championships and regular WBA title championships as part of it, and it's like you start to question that, and all of a sudden you get an attack.
Interesting.
Dr. Hook, let me address this. He says take the same poll on one of the Alphabet Boy channels, and Fury will poll number 1. This is an admitted Wilder and LDBC hating channel. I get it. No, Dr. Hook. I was trying to get anyone who represents, want to represent for Tyson Fury on the panel, and the question is the subject matter, sir. I hope I'm understanding your question right. It seemed like you're kind of upset. I was just saying which fighter has the most fanatical fan base in boxing, and I understand you're probably getting offended because people are saying that Tyson Fury doesn't have fans.
Coach, look at dude, bro. Look at dude, bro. Comment, Coach. You ain't gonna like that one.
Which one?
There aren't any good American heavyweights. He is disrespecting the immortal Trevor Bryant.
Who was I don't see him.
You see it?
At the bottom?
Yeah, dude, bro. Yeah, that's his name. Yeah. There aren't any good American heavyweights.
Oh, dude, bro. Okay, yeah, I gotta look at. Oh, that's probably up top. I didn't see that. Okay, yeah, Dr. Hook. What it is, we're trying to get Tyson Fury fans, people who support him on here, and it took us forever to really find where Jonathan showed up. You know what I mean? So, basically, they're saying that Tyson Fury, fanatic. That he doesn't. Basically, his fan base is not as fanatical. You know what I mean? From the people who came on the panel. So, if you feel that way, it is what it is. I have no problem with that, brother. I disagree with you on that. But it is what it is. So, the great Trevor Bryant, though. I ain't want to talk about him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the facts is, when it comes to American heavyweight champions, who is currently the WBA American heavyweight champion right now?
Trevor Bryant.
Trevor Bryant.
He holds the same title that Tank Davis holds, if you want to keep it real.
Right, and Trevor Bryant has the historical WBA belt. That's the belt that don't mean to bring him up, but Sonny Liston had it. I think Muhammad Ali had it. Quite a few of the historical fighters had it. Mike Tyson, And the list goes on and on and on. So he has the real
Mike Tyson and Vander Holyfield.
Yep.
You see, a lot of people don't realize, like, when they start talking about that super title, that title was created so Lennox Lewis could move on and unify, and didn't have to fight his mandatories because he got tired of fighting his mandatories and couldn't unify. The WBA created that super belt for that purpose. So a lot of when a lot of people call the regular title the JV belt, it's not completely accurate, but it's not completely false either.
Well, the reason go ahead, Master. Sorry.
I was just gonna say the problem started when they started giving out the super title when you were not a unified champ, if you noticed. Because there was a time when you had to hold the WBC or the IBF and later on the WBO if you wanted to also hold the WBA super title.
That is correct.
Now they want to have 4 fucking titles in the same weight class. They want to have the super, they want to have the regular, they want to have the interim, and they want to have the gold. It's gotten ridiculous.
And I see the WBC trying to go down that same route with that French fries title. You know what I'm saying? They trying to create that. That's their answer to that, man. You look on some websites and the French fries title is acknowledged, and but you look on others and it's not. So I think the WBC is working that in there, trying to get that French. To Mauricio Suleiman's credit, he's gone on several platforms and said, yes, this was a belt created to move on and make the best fights. Well, it sounds a lot like what Lennox Lewis did in 1999 with the WBA belt. It was either 99 or 2000. It was late 90s, early 2000s.
I think it was 2000.
It sounds like they're trying to adopt the same thing with that French fries title.
Bo, go ahead, fam.
I'm trying to figure out who did Lennox Lewis avoid to receive that super title. Like I'm just trying to figure this out. Like, was Lennox Lewis actually ducking somebody?
He was, and I believe it was like John Ruiz or somebody, or maybe because I remember Holyfield ended up taking that title from John Ruiz, and they went like back and forth with it, and that was one of the reasons Holyfield started claiming like he was a 5-time world champion or whatever. I remember it being Holyfield or John Ruiz. It was one of those two.
Shout out to Y2K Y2K once again for dropping that quarter of a dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super
He say TBE.
Holyfield. So
He say TBE. Trevor Bryan here. That's right. As a matter of fact, I'm trying to get Trevor Bryan to fight right now. Tell AJ to pick up the phone. Tell Deontay Wilder to pick up the phone. Tell Dillian White to pick up the phone. Tell Tyson Fury to pick up the phone. We want all that smoke. Trevor Bryan. This team Trevor Bryan over here. This team Trevor Bryan. We want all that smoke. Stop ducking my dog. Stop ducking him. That's what I got to say. That's my story, no matter how not true it is, but I'm sticking to it. Shout out to Lady Shed for dropping that quarter of a dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
AJ wants to swap his WBA super with Bryan's regular. The only way he gonna swap it, he will have to get in the ring and fight him. And AJ got to sign the contract. Shout out to Major Key Boxing. Please subscribe to Major Key Boxing's YouTube channel for dropping that half a dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Hey,
Major Key. Hold on, let me address this right quick. Major Key Boxing says Coach's Corner, episode 3 with Tommy Brooks and Buddy McGirt. I will be there at 9:30 p.m. If you ask me, Blair Cobb's fans are the worst. Salute to the panel in the chat. All right.
Head fans.
And another reason I put respect on that WBA regular title because it has mandatories.
Right, it has mandatories.
You actually have to defend that belt, so it's not just a trophy.
Hey, let me ask the panel a question. Lisa, I want to ask you. Hey, Marcus, I want to ask you as well. Just everybody on the panel.
Hold up.
Go ahead, Lisa.
Okay. If that's the case, then why didn't Manuel Char he didn't fight for a long time. Yeah, he had the WBA regular.
Right, for a long time he did. Okay, this is what I wanted to say. Teofimo Lopez and Cambosis. I know this is off topic, but the WBC, Mauricio Suleiman, Punch Drunk talked about this as well. Shout out to Punch Drunk. Basically put him in the corner and basically pinned him down. And he said that Teofimo Lopez is the undisputed lightweight champion at 135. My only question is this. And we know how Devin Haney got the WBC belt. If Teofimo Lopez was whatever, the undisputed lightweight champion of the world. I gotta mute somebody. If Teofimo Lopez was the undisputed lightweight champion of the world, if he fought Kambosos and he loses, does Kambosos become undisputed lightweight champion? I know it sounds dumb, but
I mean, yeah, I think so. And look, I'm put it like this, man. We could call it the French fry belt all we want. At the end of the day, you can't. I mean, Devin Haney basically got a belt handed to him. He didn't even fight for a vacant belt. It was a paper. Basically, you could look at him as a paper champion. So if you want to clown one, you could clown the other. So somebody give you a belt and that makes you a champion. You were handed a belt, something that you did not even earn. Whereas though we could look at Teofimo case, right? Okay, like that's really no fault on his own. That's really on Vasily Lomachenko for not, I guess, I don't know. They trying to say he ain't satisfied as mandatory, but to be honest with you, his fight was set in stone with Teofimo Lopez after Lopez beat Comey. And then a month later, Devin Haney became the mandatory. So I don't know, man. It's a little controversial on both sides.
Yeah, it's tough to understand. I mean, he did win the interim title, but we know they give those out kind of willy-nilly, but he beat Zaur Abdullayev for that. And then he was upgraded because, according to the narrative, Lomachenko didn't want to fight him. Like, I kind of do believe that. I mean, he decided to take on a bigger fight, but we've seen guys lose titles because they don't want to lose so we've seen guys take on mandatories because they don't want to lose their title. Look at AJ with Usyk right now, right? So, and at the beginning, the WBC said that this was not a championship or title. They said it was a trophy that could not be passed
cannot be transferred. Yeah, it's not transferable.
That is correct.
Right, so that's an award that can't be transferred. Well, how the fuck did Teofimo win it? You know what I mean? And then how could George Kambosos Jr. win it? So to me, it's a messed up situation, but we're used to this as boxing fans. Devin Haney, the WBC champ. Teofimo Lopez has the other belts, and it's looking now like Teofimo's trying to get out of even fighting to defend his IBF title, which is another story altogether.
I mean,
but to go back to I don't know who. So I think it was Bo. To go back to your point, saying that the Loma and Teo fight was set in stone. Why did Loma feel the need to vacate that? Because that's how Devin got the belt. He was the mandatory, and Loma vacated the belt, which Devin became he was elevated to the WBC champion. Why did Loma feel the need to vacate that belt and ask to be franchised if he was doing nothing wrong by pursuing a unification fight? Because that's a unification fight. Unification trumps mandatory. From what I hear, unification trumps mandatory. So why did Loma feel the need to vacate his belt if he wasn't ducking Devin Haney?
Especially when he even found
I can't say we can't say he was ducking. I mean, because right before the Teofimo Lopez and the Vasily Lomachenko fight got made, that's when Devin Haney, yeah, you're right, he went to campaign to be the franchise champion. I don't know, but at the end of the day, that wasn't going to change the fight anyway. Even if he didn't campaign for the franchise champion, that Teofimo Lopez and Vasily Lomachenko, that was going to be an undisputed fight anyway. It wasn't like Devin Haney was going to stop that fight from actually happening. He just became the mandatory. Vasily didn't have to campaign and fight his mandatory right away when he already had a fight set up with Teofimo Lopez right away.
But see, this is the thing, like the WBC, man, and these different sanctioning bodies, but I gotta say the WBC because they are the ones that's front and center with this. You're confusing everybody with making all of these different, coming up with different kind of belts. The franchise belt is not transferable, but then when Teofimo beats Lomachenko, it's transferable now. Now Teofimo is the undisputed lightweight champion. But then when you look, I went on other sanctioning body websites, they don't have Teofimo as undisputed. on the other ones. I'm just being honest with you. They don't have him as undisputed. So I'm not saying it's Teofimo's fault. It's Mauricio Suleiman's fault. You created this confusion, right? You created this confusion. Now the franchises that once it wasn't transferable, now it's transferable. So that's why I asked the question. Okay, well, shit. If we're going to say Teofimo Lopez is the undisputed lightweight champion of the world, if he loses to Kambosos, will Kambosos be undisputed now? And the reason why I asked that, I'm gonna be honest with you, Maestro. I don't think that they would have they should recognize him. I could be wrong, but I'm confused. I don't know what the hell I believe. I'm confused.
They're not going to, because A, he's a foreign fighter, so just off of that, the U.S. media is going to treat him different. And B, look, it's already confusing. So, and look, I'm with Devin Haney on this one, man. I mean, he did what he needed to do. He fought up the rankings. He won the interim title. You know, he wanted to fight Lomachenko. Lomachenko did not want to fight him. Okay, so then you lose your belt. Like, they didn't even try to file for an exemption first and then get denied. Like, they just said, nah, you know what? We're just going to be franchised, and now this is going to be an undisputed fight. I mean, by the WBC's own definition of what they said initially, that this title was not a title, an award, you cannot be undisputed with that. So I'm just going off of what the WBC said initially, and that's what I got to go off.
Yeah, Suleiman has flip-flopped a couple times on this, man. It all depends on who he's talking to. 1 minute he's just the franchise champion, another minute Devin Haney's the WBC champion. 1 minute Teofimo's undisputed, the next minute he's not. So he flip-flops, man. But I don't understand how you could, you know, essentially duck out of fighting your mandatory, vacate the belt. Vacate the belt now. I think people are everybody who calls Devin Haney an email champion. So is Ugas then. But we recognize Ugas as the super champion.
Ugas, and you can say the same thing for Jamal Charlo.
Charlo, yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna say the same thing.
Charlo,
right. So if we're gonna do that, we got to do that for everybody. So are we doing that for everybody?
Well, I don't mind at all. But what I'm saying, like from a fighter standpoint, right? Of course, if a belt was handed to you, yeah, you'll take the belt. That's more money in your pocket and whatever the case is. But just from an integrity standpoint, it's like, damn, dude, like you didn't even fight for a vacant belt. And I can't really even say that Lomachenko ducked Haney. He already had a fight made with Teofimo Lopez right before Devin Haney fought Linares, right? Lomachenko was like, hey, Devin, I'm here. What's up? Like he was like, hey, you know, let's try to make this fight. Why the fight didn't happen then, right before the Linares fight? So we could go both ways with that.
I'll answer that. Go ahead, bro.
No, go ahead. You go ahead and answer.
I was just gonna tell you.
Go ahead, Lisa.
I was just gonna tell y'all. I don't know if people realize. I think when Teo fought Lomachenko, Teo got 2 WBC belts. Now I don't know exactly what they are, but if you look in the picture, you'll see it.
Yeah, that
so
was
I'm
just
a little confused
you know that kind of how I saw that? I saw it as like a makeup call. You know, like when a ref misses a foul and then the next play, I'm talking basketball right now, they call it travel. You know what I mean?
Yeah, basketball and football do it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of what the WBC did. They're like, oh, shit. Oh, wait. We said that we couldn't transfer this title. Oh, but now this guy won, and we probably thought Lomachenko was going to win, but now it's like this other guy won. Yeah, let's just send him a belt to make up for it.
Hey, listen, I agree with this guy, Paul O'Leary, man. This is a good question, and this is what I say. If there's more than one man calling himself a champion in a division, there's a dispute. So, I mean, there's a dispute between Teofimo saying he's the WBC champ, really, when Lomachenko gave the belt up, and now Devin Haney has that same belt. That this is the thing. Let's say if Lomachenko never would have dropped the belt, and he fights Devin Haney, and then he fights Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo still beats him and take the belt. Teofimo is the undisputed lightweight champion because he took that belt, that WBC belt, from I call it the Thanos. He got the rings. He got all of the rings from Lomachenko. Now, once Lomachenko dropped one of the Infinity Stones, and that Infinity Stone went to Devin Haney, he fought for it. It was in the air, whatever the case may be, or he received it in the email. Guess what? That Infinity Stone that would have made Lomachenko or undisputed if he would have beat Teofimo or vice versa. Devin Haney now has that. Now what Mauricio Suleiman is saying, yeah, the Infinity Stone is over there with Devin Haney, but we created another Infinity Stone to replace that, and now this guy is undisputed. And there's a dispute. The only undisputed champion that I recognize in boxing is Josh Taylor. There's no dispute. There's no dispute. He is from heavyweight all the way down to flyweight. The only undisputed champion in boxing is Josh Taylor that I know of. So that's how I see it. But there's a dispute about Devin Haney and Teofimo. That's all I'm saying. I want to add to that. That's it. D-Day, what do you think about that?
I mean, you can't. How can you? And this is just going off Suleiman's words. How can you win a title that Loma couldn't lose?
Yeah.
How can he win a title that couldn't be lost? So, I mean, how can you call yourself undisputed? How can they give him belts for a championship that he didn't win? And another thing inside of that, when Devin Haney was trying to make that I think this was before Eddie Hearn and Bob Arum had their little falling out.
Mm-hmm.
You remember Bob Arum told Devin Haney or Eddie Hearn, he was like, "It's a shame you signed with the wrong promoter because now you're not going to get that fight."
Yeah.
He told him this.
The other thing too that I've never understood is why they even needed to do this, because they already had the Diamond title. Remember that? I thought the Diamond title was like the award title that they give out to like commemorate a great fighter or whatnot. Even the name sounded like fishy. It's like franchise. Really? Is it McDonald's or Dunkin' Donuts or Burger King? Like, I never understood this whole thing from the very beginning. I'm just keeping it real.
Yeah,
And
they
you know
created
what,
that belt.
guys?
They created that belt for Canelo, just like they created that. Just like the WBA created that super title for Lennox Lewis. They created that French fries title for Canelo.
I could see if they want to put retired fighters like Floyd or Muhammad Ali, you know, he's no longer with us, like honorary franchise champion, if they want to do something like that.
They did that with the Emeritus. Remember, they gave it to Dr. Vitaly Klitschko, right? They gave him the Emeritus title. It's like,
oh yeah, I remember that.
They're making up titles for no reason. It's like it's just stupid. I never understood it. That this specific one, the franchise, it made no sense. But I'm gonna have to jump out of here, guys. Thank you so much.
Okay. All right, listen. Hey, Maestro Boxer,
All right,
give everybody info.
We're chopping it up with you.
All right, Maestro. It was fun, man.
Guys, Maestro Boxing. You can catch me on YouTube, youtube.com/Maestro Boxing. I go live tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern from New York City with my brother Kenny T. Tune in. We take calls live. Hope to see you all there.
I'll be there.
Thank you for the convo.
All right, yes, sir. Round of applause for Maestro Boxing, man. Round of applause for my brother. Please subscribe to Maestro Boxing. We're gonna wrap the show up. Lisa, my sister, is there anything you want to say before we wrap the show up, my sister?
Nah, I mean, fan bases are just gonna be fan bases, coach. You know, we all get a little, riled up, but it's just some can be. You got to understand the fan is a root word to fanatic.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you can be a fan, but then when you cross the line of being a fanatic, it gets like really crazy. Basically.
Okay. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, he say link that dude's channel. I'm going to link it right now. Let me find it for you. All right, Lisa, we're going to wrap the show up, man. Thank you so much, sis. Let's give our sister Lisa Bell, and we're going to hit the Ali bell for her, too. Hit the Ali bell for Lisa Bells and give her a round of applause.
Thanks for having me. Always a pleasure, guys.
All right, Lisa, you take care now.
Thank you so much,
you
Lisa,
too.
for coming on.
Always a pleasure. Yeah, no problem.
All right. So shout out to Lisa once again. We're going to give her a round of applause. Hold on, DJ. Let me drop Maestro Boxing. I gotta drop his link on there. He didn't. The guys in the chat asking for his link. So just bear with me one moment, and I'm gonna let you guys get the last word. Here you go. I found it. I gotta share his channel. Come on, man. The hell. Okay. All right. How do I share the channel? Okay. Here we go. Damn. All right. I'm tripping now. Hey, bear with me. Hold on. Bear with me, DJ. I got the link right here. Sorry about that. I got the link right here. This how you let them go ahead and subscribe to Maestro Boxing's channel. Bam. Copy. All right, guys. Here goes the link right here, guys. Here goes the link right here. So you can follow Maestro Boxing. That's his link. You can go in there. That's Maestro Boxing right there. My brother Bo, because I know you've been on for a while. Bo, is there anything you want to say, my brother, before we wrap the show up?
Just another good show as usual and whatnot. And looking forward to the next show.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely, man. Bo, give them your info, the social media.
I got a channel is Bold and Understanding on YouTube.
Yeah,
but
to it.
I'm just really getting started with the whole boxing thing on there and stuff. So I'm still trying to, figure out with all the video editing and stuff like that, man. But I just try to give my unbiased take on a lot of things and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm just working on that.
Yes, sir. Absolutely, man. Bold and Understanding. Please subscribe to Bold and Understanding YouTube channel. Once Bold get everything rolling, we're gonna try to push that channel real hard, man. Salute to my brother Bold. Shout out to my brother. Hey, listen, Dr. Hook, you say fan is just short for fanatic. It means the same thing. No, it doesn't, sir. Fan and fanatic does not mean the same thing. Fanatic is a little bit more radical version of what a fan is. You know what I mean? So I would advise you to look those two words up. If you look them up, I'm pretty sure you will find two different definitions. Yes, fan is the root word, but fanatic and fan do not mean the same thing. So I would advise you to look that up yourself. Jonathan, go ahead, fam. Go ahead, brother. Anything you want to say before we wrap the show up? Jonathan, are you there? Going once, going twice. You're on mute. Yeah, you're on mute.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Thanks for giving me the opportunity to represent for Tyson Fury.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're welcome. You're welcome, brother. You're welcome, brother. Yeah, I can hear you. All right, let's give Jonathan a round of applause. Calling in from the UK.
All right, Jonathan, you take care, man. You one of the only Fury fans that actually stepped up and said something. I'll give you your respect for that.
DJ, man, before we wrap the show up, brother, is there anything you want to say?
No, man, this was fun, man. Even though nobody in the chat likes me, this was fun.
Yeah, the brother.
This was fun, Coach. I appreciate you having me on.
Yes, sir, brother. And listen, this is how I like when we have the panels. Ain't nobody getting threatened. It ain't no arguing. Nobody disrespecting each other. None of that. Just because it ain't about that. We grown men. We have wives, children,
right.
Whatever, husbands, nieces, nephews. It ain't about that. At the end of the day, man. So I really appreciate the fact that you coming on. And I respect everyone who came on the panel, took their time out to really come on the panel, man. DJ, that was anything else you wanted to say before we wrap it up?
No, sir. You have a great day, and I'll tune in again tomorrow, man.
Yes, sir, man. Round of applause for my brother DJ. Hey, let's hit the Ali Bell for him. All right, everybody. Yes, sir. We're going to wrap the show up. Before we do, let's go ahead and give everybody a shout out. Shout out to DJ from coming in the panel. Shout out to Jonathan. Shout out to my brother Bold. Shout out to my sister Lisa Bell. Shout out to Carmen Serene. Shout out to Lady Shan in the building. Please subscribe to her YouTube channel. Shout out to Major Key Boxing. I'm trying to go off memory, guys. Please forgive me. Shout out to Major Key Boxing. Please subscribe to his channel. And he'll be on tonight at 9:30. He's going to have Tommy Brooks and Hassim. Tommy Brooks and Buddy McGirt on the show tonight. I will be there. Please subscribe to Maestro A Boxing. He has a show coming on at 8 o'clock. Please subscribe to his channel and check his show out. I'm gonna stop by his show as well. I have to get ready to bounce, guys. Shout out to anyone else I may have forgotten. You know, please forgive me. I'm sorry if I forgot you was on the panel. Please forgive me. The brother from Dallas, Texas. Shout out to the brother from Dallas, Texas who's on the panel. You know who you are, brother. I got your name. Please forgive me. Shout out to Halim in the building, MTK Global, as well as Coach Askey. Shout out to Dave Butts. Shout out to the TGE Boxing. Shout out to Triple X. Shout out to Fanboy Killer. Shout out to Paul Evans. Shout out to Dave Butts. Shout out to Paul O'Leary. Shout out to Johnny Blaze. Shout out to Frank. I don't know how to pronounce the last names. We're just going to say Frank. Shout out to Frank. Shout out to Peter Von Arks. What's going on, fam? Shout out to Con Shonery. Okay, I like that. I like that. Shout out to Egg Wake Forum. Shout out to Terry. What's going on, Terry? Shout out to I don't want to say the same name. Shout out to Adrian. Yes, sir. Shout out to Adrian. Shout out to Dominique Benavidez. Shout out to Tony Boswell. Shout out to Major Key Boxing. Major Key Boxing. Damn, he told me to drop him a link. Damn, Major Key. I don't know if you're still there. I didn't even see when you say drop a link. I didn't even see when you said, fam, early in the show. He's probably not even here anymore. Shout out to Steve in the UK. Shout out to who else we have? Double A to Sagittarius. Shout out to you, fam, my brother. Shout out to Aquarius Brown. Shout out to my sister Karma Serene, representing Houston, Texas. Shout out to Bon Scott. Shout out to Ted Jones. Shout out to Brian Donar. Shout out to I don't want to miss anybody, guys, before we go. Shout out to Mr. T in the building. I pity the fool. Shout out to Mark Morris. Shout out to Tony Boswell. Shout out to Zuami. What's going on, fam? Shout out to Truth Searcher. Shout out to who else we have? Rob, Big Rob Real Shows. What's going on, fam? Shout out to who else we have? Bon Scott. Shout out to Big Al on the scene. Uncle Al, what's going on, baby? What's going on? Big Al, hear me? Yeah, man, yeah. Shout out to Dr. Hook. What's going on, fam? Let's see. Shout out to, let's see. Shout out to She Likes Me For Me. Shout out to Ignorant Boxing. What's going on, fam? Shout out to my brother Toon. Toon, what's going on, fam? Well, hey, Toon, be safe out there on that road, brother. Be safe out there on that road. For you guys don't know, I used to drive trucks, man, all over the country, man. I hated it. I love driving through Texas, though. Love driving through Texas, but I hated that West Coast trip. Shout out to Woo 36 Daddy. And I think that's it, man. I think that's it. To this day, we're gonna be representing, man. Shout out to Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury. Shout out to Canelo Alvarez. Shout out to Errol Spence. Shout out to Manny Pacquiao and Jamel Charlo, Terrence Crawford. Shout out to all of the fighters, Sean Porter. Shout out to all of the fighters who are actually fighting or who are going to fight. Shout out to them. Other than that, this stuff, we will be on tomorrow, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It's supposed to be from 3 to 5:30. The show ran a little bit over. I do apologize, guys. Other than that, this stuff, boy, Coach Malachi Williams, representing for New Media Today USA Boxing, signing out. Don't meet me there, beat me there. Tomorrow, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, from Sunday through Friday. Shout out to Nestor Gibbs of the Boxing Boys for allowing me to be on this platform this afternoon. Other than that, this is boy Coach Malachi Williams signing out once again. New Media Today USA Boxing. Peace.
Man, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go. Come on.